everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers official draft party here at Chickie's and Pete's in South Philly. My name's Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games this evening. Joining me tonight is Broad Street Hockey's own. She's really the director of fun and games for the draft party every year. The one who makes this thing happen, it is Kelly Hinkle.
William, hello.
Kelly, you get to take your bow once a year. The draft party is your thing, and here we are at Chickie's and Pete's, Broad Street Hockey, PHLY Flyers. This has to be, this is our best one. Look at this place. I can't see the other end of bookbinders here at Chickie's in South Philly. If you're in the area, maybe you want to watch the draft with some Flyers fans, there's no better place than Chickie's right now. We're brought to you by all sorts of things I got to tell you right now. That the show is brought to you by Mortgage CS. Check out mortgagecs.com/PHLY to start your home buying process today. Company NMLS ID number 1464766. We love Mortgage CS. They're our presenting sponsor, and there's no better time to be sponsoring us than the draft party, because this is where everybody is. This is where Flyers fandom is right now, Hicks. How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Can I just take a second to thank fan of the pod, Dan Hilferty? Dan Hilferty once again decided to give me a call on my phone like a human, and decided that he was going to buy everyone's first round of drinks, which is amazing. He's an absolute legend.
CEO of Comcast Spectacor. Listen, nobody ever expected the Flyers to be anything other than the nameless, faceless. Okay, they have a corporate owner now.
Nah, dude.
And Dan Hilferty has just done a tremendous job. If they want the family feel of the Flyers back, they are doing an awesome job of bringing it back, because everybody here is excited about the Flyers. And imagine, free beers for some Flyers fans. Why wouldn't? How do you not love the man?
Seriously, I know we've talked about this on the show before, that he's a professional corporate man. He is extremely genuine. All of this is real. He's very excited that we are all so excited about this hockey team. And it's getting to be a lot of fun.
He's a fan, and it means to him what it means to us.
Exactly,
and that is huge. Listen, say what you want about anything involving the Flyers organization. You might not be wrong. Yeah. They're trying, man.
Nah,
they're actually, I know for years it didn't feel like they're trying, and I agree. They are again.
If you're still mad at them, it's because you want to be. And you know what?
And on a night like tonight, man, listen, Michkov is coming.
He's coming.
Check out PHLYlocker.com. We have a brand new Michkov shirt. Hey. Michkov Mania. It's running wild. It is absolutely running wild here. A lot of people.
That's a good shirt.
It's really good. It's my design, and by that I mean I sent our merch guy a Hogan shirt, and I was like, this.
Yes.
I want this.
That was
he did it well enough that we probably won't get sued.
That's all that matters.
It's outstanding. But no, between Matvei Michkov, the rumors of what this offseason is going to be, the rumors coming into the draft tonight, maybe the Flyers trading for the 4th overall pick. Who knows? Trying to trade up. Dan Briere said it the other day himself. Yeah, we're open to that. How are you not excited about the Flyers right now?
Here's what's cool. Even if he doesn't do anything today, even if he doesn't get a trade done and they end up picking at 12, it's really cool to know that he's been working the phones and trying really hard to move up.
Well, you know what they say, Kelly. Trades are hard.
Trades are hard. And he's trying.
Last year there was the report that they attempted to get 5 off of Montreal.
Yeah.
Ultimately didn't happen, but their man was there at 7. They ultimately get Matvei Michkov. And now they're trying to get up again. Hopefully this aggression pays off. At some point, they know they have to take the big swings. Maybe it won't be in free agency this year, but they're trying to make things happen on the phones, and that's got to be a great sign. If you're a Flyers fan, listen, I was talking to some people earlier, and they brought up the bias for action from the search that ultimately resulted in the hiring of Chuck Fletcher, which is hilarious to think about years later.
Yes.
But the Flyers forever, and Charlie says this all the time, they were the team that does shit.
Yeah.
They do stuff, and a lot of it, listen, did it all work out? Adam Oates, Tony Amonte, Paul Coffey. These things weren't all great.
No.
But it's fun for the fans when things happen, and sometimes it does pay off. Sometimes you do go oh yeah, well, the next one's coming to the league. Why wouldn't we be the ones who went and got Lindros? Gary Bettman, Hopefully you're watching the draft, and this is your companion watch for you right now. If you're not, you might be able to tell by the crowd noise. Gary Bettman has taken the stage.
Yo, the sphere is wild.
The sphere is crazy.
Look at it. I wonder if Charlie's like tripping balls right now.
I was really hoping so. I saw a picture Kevin Kurz put out earlier on Twitter, and it was just like some crazy light show of the NHL logo. I was like, I hope Charlie, but it's Charlie.
I know.
Come on.
He's wearing a suit.
He's having a Diet Coke right now.
I know.
But I guess we need, while this is getting underway, there is some things to talk about.
Yeah, some stuff happened.
Cam Atkinson. He is going to get bought out. This has been a speculation for a while.
Yeah.
There were some trade rumors. Maybe San Jose was interested.
They were trying.
Maybe Columbus would be interested in bringing him home to be kind of the vet leader for them. But he's going to get bought out. He's going to have a chance to go wherever the hell he wants to go. And most importantly, the Flyers have some cap space.
Yeah, it's again, even though it didn't happen, it is nice to know that Danny was trying to trade him before they just went out and bought him out. But I think this is the thing that we all knew was going to happen, and it is the best move for player and team. Like, Cam Atkinson's like a good dude. Go out and get a contract from somebody, buddy. I hope that you do. But it just wasn't going to work here, and we need the space. So
this year he's going to cost about $2.4 million against the cap, which is considerably less than he was supposed to make. But next year it does stretch it to almost $1.8 million.
Next year it doesn't matter.
But you have a lot coming off of the cap next year. Cal Peterson will be gone. The Tony DeAngelo buyout will be off the books. Ryan Johansson, one way or the other, will be off the books.
Yes.
So you do have, it's $1.8 million next year, but you have some other things clearing up. And the whole goal was to be done. It is funny that he and Kevin Hayes will come off the cap at the same time.
That's pretty
The whole point of this was to be clear for after 2025-26, and they will be.
Yes. Mike Briere and the San Jose Sharks are on the clock.
The Sharks, which
is inexplicably 3 minutes long.
Why do they
have so much time?
First of all, the number one pick should get no time.
No time.
You've had months.
We know what you're doing, bud.
And second of all,
you're sitting at a table.
Macklin Celebrini was at the fucking lottery. Yeah. He was at the show where they it was just go up.
What do we got to wait 2 minutes, 18 seconds for?
Just go up there and be drafted.
Do your drafting.
Like, he's probably already signed his ELC.
I know.
And he's just sitting
there. He's got to sit there for 2 minutes and stare up at this freakishly large screen.
He is a handsome kid.
They all look, you know what I noticed? All of these hockey children are starting to look the same to me. They all have the same hair.
There is a very, I don't want to say young Republican, but there is a very aesthetic. Like, the haircut is all the same. Yeah. There's a very specific look for a lot of these kids.
Yeah, but he's a small child.
Imagine being him right now.
I always wonder, like, when you've known since you're like 12 that you're going to be the number one overall pick, like, are you sitting there, like, feeling real cocky? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you just like, whatever, I don't care, I'm the shit?
Do you think there's a thought in his head, like,
that's the other thing.
What if they take Demidov or something?
No, did you see the interview with him where they were like, what's your favorite pizza? He was like, cheese. What's your favorite ice cream? Vanilla. Like, it was like...
Is there a thought in his... That's where the sentence ended for you.
Yeah,
is there a thought in his... I know this is like a professional situation for them. Like, it's their first day in the NHL, basically. And maybe this is the difference between me and, like, someone who's got his life together at 18. I would not be of sound mind right now. I'm about to go number one in the NHL draft.
I know.
Like, a team just lost like 60-some games for the right to pay me money to play for them.
And then you also got to think, like, I always wonder if they think, oh, fuck, like, how long am I going to be stuck on this team? Yeah. Is this going to be like Connor McDavid? Am I going to spend my whole career here never doing anything?
I mean, Connor McDavid did just go to
Game. He just did a thing.
Listen, McDavid can have a lot of complaints. I don't know, scoring game 6 or 7, bro.
That's true.
Maybe just scoring game 7.
Maybe just one.
Just a goal gets you to overtime.
Yeah.
But no, it is, when you're going to one of these teams, it is the best day of your life. And also, like, next 2 years might not be that fun.
No. Oh, here we go. They clock 1 to 0, so now we're going to walk up and draft the guy we all know we're drafting.
I have zero understanding of how this could be.
Know.
Like, I remember, I know in the NFL, the number 1 pick, like, you're allowed to start negotiating.
Oh, yeah?
They won't let you do it with, like, well, okay, but if they're taking him and they already have him do a contract, can number 2 do it? And they're like, no.
Oh, okay.
This is still
Just
a TV show.
Like,
yeah. But, like, number 1, what are we doing here? Oh, I wonder who it's going to be.
The pick is in,
all
Bill.
the
The pick is
anticipation.
No trade, I guess.
No trade, yeah. San Jose kept the pick. I guess
they kept it, yeah.
They believe in this Celebrini guy.
Sure.
They think he might be something someday.
Maybe he will. Who can say? I wonder
who are they thanking right? They're probably congratulating Florida.
The Panthers. That's always the move.
I would never, ever congratulate anybody.
You,
we are
Florida.
in competition. I hate you, in fact. And they got their first one.
Oh,
okay.
Joe Thornton's coming out.
It's hard not to love Jumbo.
I love Jumbo William.
And he's like, I'm going to play again. 1 more year.
Oh, my God. Can we just have wrestling entrances for a whole... What if, like, Michkov comes out?
If Matvei Michkov comes out, my shirt's coming off.
Like,
shirt's coming off.
That wrestling walk that they do down the ramp?
It's absolutely happening.
Bringing out Joe is a nice touch.
That's pretty cool.
A nice touch.
That's cool for everybody. While we're all right.
They've done the
Macklin Celebrini is the
predicted.
Yeah, the months of anticipation.
Oh, his dad's hot.
Oh dear, is that his dad? It looks like
man.
Chris Chelios.
A handsome man.
While Macklin Celebrini is being announced,
yes.
And who has number? Chicago's, of course. Chicago is up at number 2.
They're not 1.
They are. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, they didn't win the lottery again. They're just second.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, I got to tell you about one of our sponsors tonight. It's Coors Light, baby. Listen, this team, they drive us nuts, but not tonight. We are all flying high, getting ready for this draft. It still appears as if it's going to be 12, but who knows? Either way, it's pretty hot in this room. You might need to choose chill. And,
yes.
There ain't no better way to choose chill. You make that decision. You want to celebrate. And tonight, a great night to celebrate. Let's do it with an ice-cold Coors Light. So whether you're freaking out about trading up to number 4, who's going to be available at number 12? Are we going to have to sit here and do this show all the way to number 32 if they hold the pick? Well, you need to find the Blue Mountains in your fridge and enjoy a beer as cold as the Rockies, because when everything surrounding your favorite hockey team is lit right now, see how I changed that out?
In a good way.
Sometimes you just got to chill. Make the most of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/PHLY Hockey. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
While Bill's drinking, I'm going to give a quick shout out to a friend of the pod, Kyle, who made draft bingo cards for all of us, which are sick as hell, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it already. Macklin Celebrini was the freeze spot.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Anyway, this is fun for me, so I'm going to, if you see me marking off this paper, that's what I'm doing.
What do you win?
Pride.
Do you get one of our amazing prizes over here? That's something else we have to shout out.
Yeah, Vince.
Obviously, most people listening to this are probably going to listen to it via podcast, so you have missed this opportunity.
You fools.
But maybe you're watching live and you live in South Philly or the surrounding area. There's plenty of time to get down here. We have unlimited the giveaways we have tonight.
It's insane.
Everybody who walks in the door to this party gets one raffle ticket, and you can put it up for anything, and then you have the opportunity to buy more. The gigantic autographed pictures we have a, when it's available, a Matvei Michkov jersey.
We're going to have
opening night tickets in our boss Vince's club box. That's pretty sick. Mini sticks, helmets, and pucks all signed. The Flyers were generous enough to donate a ton of things.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
all of the proceeds we make off of the extra tickets we sell going to Snyder Hockey. So
baby.
It's everyone helping everyone tonight.
Yeah.
It is a celebratory atmosphere.
A Celebrini, if you will.
A Celebrini. That's did you watch the name show that we did, the F Around Friday?
I was so
with the
sad
best
I
draft
wasn't
names?
there for that one. It was good.
Number
Number 2 overall, John Mustard.
Yeah.
Let's go.
John Mustard, tremendous.
So
but Macklin Celebrini is a awesome.
It's like a
it just from a content standpoint, like every headline in San Jose tomorrow. I mean, it's the Sharks. I don't know, but it should be like time to Celebrini. Like Celebrini, good times. You know, there's so much you can do with it. It's excellent. I didn't.
So who you got going second, Bill?
You know, I didn't put any bets on it, but it's. I keep hearing, like, oh no, it's what's the Lavushinov? What's the guy's name? I did so little prep for this.
Artyom Levshinov.
Levshinov, that's it. Levshinov. Everyone keeps saying it's going to be him, and then there's reports otherwise that, oh no, it's going to be Demidov, it's going to be somebody else. But Levshinov has been, he's been the rumor at number 2 for the majority of the time. And I always think when stuff starts to come out closer to the draft, it's like, well, we need something else to talk about.
Yeah.
We've already had this conversation.
I think, you get closer and people start to be like, let's just switch it up.
We've already had this conversation for 2 weeks.
We've had 75 mock drafts. Let's fuck them up on the last day.
Let's say they're taking Demidov and then throw everyone for a loop. There's going to be a video of me online, and I just have to tell everyone, Gritty challenged me to chug my beer.
And he did.
And I knew it would be a nightmare getting another one before the first Coors Light read, so I left a little at the end for that reason, not because I failed to chug. I'm not much of a chugger. I got to tell you, it's not my thing.
If I tried to chug an entire beer, I would throw up on the table.
I call myself a distance drinker. Not much of a sprinter.
No.
But I also have, like, we're going till pick 32, allegedly.
I am built for comfort, not speed. I will drink the beer slowly.
With Atkinson getting bought out, Kelly, obviously the Ryan Johansson situation, that has to work itself out.
He's just going to be here till he's done.
Is he just going to retire, like fake retire because he still has a year and he goes on LTIR? Are they going to be able to work out a trade with it? They couldn't buy. Are you a little surprised? Like, it's just Cam Atkinson, though?
No, I'm not, because
Cal Peterson also a candidate.
There's no reason not to keep Cal Peterson. Like, why bother with the extra time with him? Like, he's down in the AHL. That's where he's going to be. It's
if you get down to your third or fourth goalie, he's as good as you're going to get.
Exactly.
Like, the Edmonton Oilers are about to extend Cal Pickard.
They did, I think.
Like, is it done? Is it actually done? Like, that just tells me, listen, you need guys.
Maybe Cal lights it up in the AHL and somebody at the trade deadline needs a backup goalie. Who knows?
Yeah, what's he making? 5? You can $2.5 million for Cal Peterson? Maybe you cover half of it?
Yeah.
I wondered if they were going to try to create more space, but then maybe an off season from now. All right, maybe Hayes and Atkinson all are off the books, but we do have some flexibility. We can do something. You start to go, all right, and Peterson, and then maybe a 50% on Rasmus Ristolainen or something. You trade him. At a certain point, okay, we're out of retention spots,
right? You don't
and we've kicked way too many cans down the road.
Exactly. And I do think that, like, the moves that Danny's been trying to make this week are all draft-related moves, right? Like, they're still telegraphing the things that they've been saying to us out loud, which is next year's not the year. We're still looking 2 or 3 years down the road. Like, they're more focused on getting a player in this draft to develop along Michkov than they are trying to clear cap space to bring somebody in. You know what I mean?
This is still, I realize it's a television show, but it came out a week ago that Chicago isn't trading the pick. That means they won it, and they're going to take. Why does it have to go to the end on every pick?
They sit there and stare into the middle distance like that Narcos meme. They just sit there and stare until it gets to 10 seconds, and then they get up and go.
They're up. So the clock hits 0 as they get to the podium.
Here comes
pick
the Blackhawks.
Number 2 is in. Who do you like? Is it Levshinov?
I bet it is.
Okay.
I bet it's the chalk.
Unless
they go real fucking wild and take Demidov.
We're both going to say it's Levshinov. He's the number 1 player on ESPN's board right now.
Yeah.
We will see if they go with the Michigan State defenseman with the Russian name. It's always wild to me.
He's not Russian.
I mean, he is, but
I mean, like, not from. Oh, it's Connor Bedard and his dead, lifeless eyes. He's another one. I bet if you asked him what his favorite ice cream flavor is, he would say, like, clear. Look at that kid.
Who are the Flyers? Is everyone going to do this? If everyone...
Levchinov.
It's Levchinov. Levchinov goes 2. So Demidov still on the board.
So far.
Caden Lindstrom, not
Boring
yet.
picks.
Yeah, I mean, if the Flyers are looking to trade up to 4, the chalk that they expected through 2 picks continues.
You think they're trading up for Demidov if they get there? You think that's what they're doing?
Man, I heard a lot of Caden Lindstrom, but I would not be shocked if they just think Demidov is so good, position doesn't matter. Because that is something Danny said early in the draft is more about talent.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, who cares? And then later on is where we okay, positional need. Now, you can also be like, oh, cool, so you're going to draft a guy to play a position we need that's never going to play in the NHL. What's the point of that? But they are projects, and some guys do eventually. I mean, listen, Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov, these things do happen.
I wonder, do you have any worry about Caden Lindstrom's back?
You know, this got brought up to me by 3 or 4 different people tonight before the show.
Yeah?
When they're like, so you think if they're trading up, it's Demidov? I'm like, I keep hearing Lindstrom too.
Yeah.
I am so gun-shy after we took the injured guy in 2017.
I know. It scares the shit out of me.
And
everyone's like, no, it's fine.
But the thing about your back is, listen, he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
That's probably okay. Your back, though, it's connected to everything. It's kind of the highway that connects all of your nerves to all your extremities.
Just we got Coots already with the bad back. Do we need another
I also just watched a guy go from Selke contender perennially to, I don't know if he's going to be our 3C. I am crossing my fingers that in 2 years we have 3C Jordan Stahl in Sean Couturier. It happened like that. Backs are scary.
It scares me.
Also, our luck has to change at some point.
Has to.
At some point, there just has to be some sort of luck here as we now look on the clock, or the Anaheim Orange Ducks.
The cursed Anaheim Ducks who think they can be orange.
I guess. Does it make, I guess they're from Orange County, so it's a thing.
Listen to me.
But you already had colors and they were good.
This organization had a perfect jersey. They had a perfect color scheme. They decided to go away from it to be boring for 2 decades, it seems like. They could have gone right back to the cool teal and purple. Why not just do that? You go back to the old logo, go back to the old colors. What are you fucking around with orange for? That's ours. Knock it off.
And it's everyone, especially our age, it helped get so many people into hockey.
Yes.
This is a thing. You wouldn't exist without this.
So many people over here had Anaheim Ducks starter jackets.
Oh, yeah.
So many people.
I know. I have friends here tonight who had Anaheim Ducks bed sheets.
Yeah.
The whole, and I will say, they did not make Flyers ones in the J.C. Penney catalog or whatever.
So we're never going to get a picture like John Tavares of somebody.
No. Yeah. There's no one who grew up. Maybe they got them custom made. Well, actually, they did make them years later.
Okay.
And the kids who get drafted now.
Yeah, that's true.
we're considerably older than all these kids now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Kelly, with the Michkov news.
Yeah.
To you, we've had this conversation a bunch just in terms of what we think the Flyers are going to do, what they should do. Should it change the offseason plan? Now, I know they have so little money that, they should go buy a free agent. Well, they can't.
No.
But he's coming, and I just think, it might not be the worst thing in the world. I would, if they were to say, and this is way out there, trade for Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be, we got to sign him to an extension. We got to do this. I want somebody playing with Matvei Michkov,
talent,
who is close to his talent level, to maximize him and get him in a great position. I love it. I have my mom now taking a picture next to the table. This is great. Hi, Mom.
This is nuts.
It's awesome. It's a great night here. We have a lot of friends joining us.
Yes.
It's how far have we come since 2017?
It's
the one I keep referencing is 2021.
Yeah.
Because we were horrified. They traded the pick a couple hours before.
Yeah.
And we're still like coming out of, I guess, pandemic.
Yeah, coming out of COVID. I think it was our first party post-COVID.
Like, that was the one I was like, no one's showing up.
No one's coming.
Horrified that when I show up to this, ain't no one going to be there.
Yeah.
And I just really have to shout out, whether you are a new PHLY supporter, you met us over the last few months, and you're like, oh, I like these guys. Yeah. Or you've been with us since Broad Street Hockey, man, in 2016. Like, the beginning of the 16-17 season. That's when wild. We first put this show together. Thanks so much for making this shit possible, because
thank you guys.
We're kind of living a dream right now, Hanks.
It's sick.
Like, Dan Hilferty called you on the phone earlier.
Yeah. Gritty was here.
Gritty was here for our party. He demanded I chug my beer. Like, it's we kind of manifested this thing, and I'm just happy that there's hopefully some better times up, as now the pick is in for Anaheim at number 3. And I guess that means we'll see if the Flyers have executed this trade for 4.
Never wanted to see Gary Bettman more in my life.
They have not. They're not announcing. Okay, here's the selection. They have not said it quite yet. Oh, people are booing the. Beckett Seneca. The first way off the board early pick. Beckett Seneca goes number 3 to Anaheim. They go, I guess they're just not that confident in the offense they've already put together.
That's
with
wild.
William the Quitter Gauthier.
Another disappointing player.
Just Beckett Seneca. Did you see the look on his face? He looked shocked.
He was like, what the fuck? So I think people are excited because they really didn't want the Flyers to take Beckett Seneca, and now they can't.
And it was a guy who I think Charlie was kind of lukewarm on at best, but this is one of the first off the board.
That's off, way off.
Because we've been hearing like, okay, 1 through 5 have kind of been meted out.
He was not in that 1 to 5.
He was not that.
That's wild.
So I wonder now if this opens things up for that Columbus pick, or maybe a different one. Because now, there were rumors about 7. There's rumors about 10. I don't think the Flyers and Devils are going to pull off a trade. Sounds like the Devils want, a roster player.
Yeah.
I can't imagine we have what they're looking for.
Travis.
But yeah, sure. But like, this is one of those. Okay, sitting at 12. Cool. One of the guys that wasn't really on anyone's need-to-have board is now off.
All right. You like when it gets interesting. You know what I mean?
The first 2 picks were very much what we expected. I guess we'll see. I should probably take a look at the old Twitter machine to see if anything is going on right now.
Are people excited?
People, that was us, actually. I didn't tweet that. But yeah, so Seneca at 3, just general shock. Charlie says, I'd heard for a while Seneca was going to go earlier than most people thought, but I thought that meant like 6th or 7th, not 3rd.
Yeah.
So here we are, Beckett Seneca off the board, and I guess it's just with 3 minutes on the clock for Columbus. We will see if Danny pulled that trigger. Would you have done it? 12:32 in the Colorado pick. Would you have done it, Kelly?
Yeah, I think so. You know what? Fuck it. Get your guy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if there's a guy that Danny wants that badly, I believe in him.
It really feels like a lot, but you think about okay, so it's a pick swap with 12.
32 is
32.
Whatever.
And then the Colorado pick could very well be 32 next year.
I mean,
they're the betting favorite.
Yeah.
When I looked at the odds, they were, last I looked, the betting favorite. Like, it's them and one other team at 9-1.
Yeah.
Colorado has as good a chance to win the cup as anyone.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Like, get weird. You know what I mean? Like, get fucking crazy.
We have been saying for a while, especially given the strategy of not tanking, we are not going to probably be in position to draft in the top 5 unless we get super lucky. If you think you can do it, go do it.
Do these look like guys that are not getting up?
I don't know.
Trying to get a read.
I don't know.
Is that Gary Bettman? Is that Gary Bettman?
What's being announced right now?
Is that Gary Bettman at the fucking podium?
It still says Blue Jackets. All right, they're just doing Blue Jackets stuff right now.
I got excited.
It's nothing.
I got excited.
I'm trying to follow here. This is very chaotic right now, as there's a gigantic crowd here at Chickie's in South Philly. We have the headphones on.
Are they getting up?
They don't look like.
They don't look like they're getting up. They look very bored.
They look like they're on the phone, maybe. I'm just hoping that this happens, but if it doesn't, it's not as if there aren't other trade-up candidates, and it's not like it doesn't seem there won't be someone good at 12. But obviously, the excitement of a trade-up to 4.
That's the thing. It would just be exciting because, as we've been told by the experts several times, top 10 picks don't get traded. So if one did get traded, it would be cool as hell.
Oh, damn it, Charlie! Charlie's just
spoiling.
There was trade chatter the last 2 days about 4th overall. We'll find out shortly if it comes together. Damn it, no, Charlie. I need information here.
Charlie, what are you doing there on the ground?
Yeah, why? Come on, Chuck. Hook us up with something.
Charlie should be working the phones. The Blackberries. I actually saw...
Do you think maybe this changes it for Columbus, where they're like, oh, well, now that Levshinov's there, we're not trading the pick?
Maybe.
Something like that?
Maybe. Well, Levshinov's gone.
Oh, no, he went.
Demidov. Yeah,
Jesus, yeah.
Listen, who can keep track?
All right. Waiting on... The clock is at 0 for Columbus, and there's the pick is in yet or anything.
I don't see Gary Bettman's little ass up there on the stage.
Bettman not yet up on the stage, so maybe something is happening.
I kind of hope there's a trade because I want to see what kind of wacky shit they do on this giant screen if there's a trade.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now they're getting up.
All right, so they are heading up there. Looks like Columbus is going to make the pick. At 4, there is some general disappointment here at Chickies and Pete's.
It's all right.
As, who do you think now?
It's got to be Demidov, right?
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
I guess it could be Lindstrom.
Did anyone learn a lesson from Michkov?
Sounds like they're thanking people.
Oh, it's Don. Hey, Don.
Yeah, he just went over there.
Yeah.
That's so much creativity in this league when you...
All right. Announce your signing of Cam Atkinson.
Rick Nash is coming up to announce the pick. That would have been fun if they had Cam Atkinson do it. Has he even cleared yet? All right.
Columbus Blue Jackets are proud to select from the Medicine Hat tie
Caden Lindstrom.
Okay, so
goes
he's off the board.
4th to Columbus. The Flyers do not pull the trigger on that trade for the 4th overall pick that had been rumored. 12, 32, and Colorado's pick for 4. If that was what was on the table, Danny Briere did not accept it. And as of now, the Flyers still picking at 12. Can't imagine 5 is available with Montreal.
Nah.
But I do think Utah at 6.
I feel like you could get something from them. They need some players.
They have young talent in the pipeline. What they need is to sell some jerseys.
Right, exactly. They need a product on the ice next season. They can't be like the Arizona Coyotes.
That said, who outside of Travis Konechny is somebody that would move the needle at all for them? And I'm not even saying he's like a draw. I got to go get my number 11 TK jersey. But that seems more like the Devils situation where it's like, is that a fit?
Yeah. I don't know. Rasmus Ristolainen has that giant blonde Mormon head. He's obviously not Mormon, but he's got the giant blonde head.
I see we have a super chat over here.
Super chat.
It's from there we go, from Kaylee T. I listen every day. Go Flyers. Cowboys suck and Devils suck.
That is correct.
Well, thank you, Kaylee. I agree with all of that. As now Montreal is on the clock at number 5. Are we marking off here?
So we haven't gotten in yet because everyone went crazy.
Oh, okay. I see. It's not just players.
Yeah,
it's by team
too.
Okay.
So do we think that Montreal has the balls to pass on a very talented Russian winger again?
I wonder if there's so much buyer's remorse, and I don't know if the organization is feeling the same way
as the fans
their, their Twitter contingent of lunatics, but it does feel like he's the best player on the board now, right? He's the guy at 5, supposed to go in the top 5. They're at 5. That said, they have the Beckett Seneca pick to the Ducks has kind of thrown things off a little bit.
If you had to guess who would be the next off the board pick, I feel like it might be something like, I don't know, Zeev?
I think
Zeev wouldn't be off the board. He was supposed to go high, right?
I don't know about top 5, but at 5, I guess now maybe it opens up a little bit. Maybe Sam Dickinson just because of size.
Yeah.
And we know how GMs love size. I mean, listen, I just talked the other day about how I think the Flyers might be building a team that lacks a little bit of size and physicality. I'm not going to be pissed if it's Dickinson for us.
I think one of the mocks had us taking Dickinson.
There is the London connection.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jonesy and company and the Hunters go way back. We have Oliver Bonk there. We have Denver Barkey there. And whenever either of them do something, I know this means very little to the majority of people, but after the Cutter Gauthier situation, like whenever the London Knights tweet out a highlight, they put the Let's Go Flyers hashtag in there.
Yeah.
Like with an Oliver Bonk or Denver Barkey highlight. And I'm like, all right. From like an organizational level, they're not hearing, it's not the best place. Like,
no.
Maybe there's some like actual talking up of the Flyers there.
No, here's the thing though. Does anybody actually think that the Flyers are a bad place to play, or is William Gauthier just a little dickhead?
I think my somewhat educated theory has just kind of been
he didn't get his ass kicked.
Yeah,
he wanted his ass kicked.
He's maybe getting a little bit of a sell from his college coach because they didn't, yo, man, if you stay another year, we got these guys from the U.S. National Development Team coming, and they ultimately did make it to the Frozen Four, make it to the national championship. Like, we can win a title. Like, I think there was just a pretty hard sell.
Yeah.
And then he talks to the Flyers organization, and their heads are all spinning.
Yeah.
Like, Danny has just been named GM. It's a shit show. He's not even the full-time GM yet. He's still the interim. And they lay out the options, and it's not the way he wanted to be talked to. I don't think there was, I just think it didn't go the way he wanted it to, and that's why it ended up the way it did. But
that is a big kid.
That is.
He's sitting next to a couple of women, and he looks like a large person. That is a big kid.
I'll tell you, I feel myself getting old when I'm like, put on some fucking socks. What? I know.
Let you leave the house
I know. It's like the look now. I don't get it.
The youth, they love the high waters.
It's the youths. That's
the youths. They love the high waters. Yeah.
These kids could be my kids at this point. If my life had been real fucked up, it wouldn't be like things are going.
Clearly never made a bad choice in your entire life.
Look where we are.
Look where you are.
Watching the NHL draft with like 200 people who like us for some reason.
Bunch of weirdos.
That's all right. So with Montreal on the clock,
should be the pick.
It's got to be Demidov. Like, they can't do it again.
Yeah. So they got Megan Chaika's list is what's scrolling on ESPN, and she has Salayev as the second.
That's true.
Choice.
He is still available.
He's still available.
A bit of an interesting situation there.
Yeah.
With a couple of teams, Utah and Ottawa picks probably. That Ottawa thing. Obviously, they did make another trade where, all right, Montreal coming up to make their pick.
Bonsoir. Let's do the French thing first.
Of course, they got to do the French stuff. We have a lot of jingoism here at Chickie's and Pete's. Quite a bit.
Pleased to invite on stage our number one fan, the one
Who's it?
and only Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion will be making the pick for Montreal. That is an off-the-board selection. To be sure,
ladies and gentlemen.
Let us see who she will be drafting for Montreal.
And she scored down low.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? And such. Will she sing the pick?
That is.
I gotta say, Celine Dion looks fucking great.
With all,
she's gotta be in her 60s.
Everyone picked a franchise legend, and with the history of Montreal, they go Celine Dion. That's pretty funny stuff right there.
They are very predictable people. If you're French Canadian, you can work for the team. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Listen, as much as we can criticize them for that. All right, and with the fifth pick, Celine Dion there to make the selection.
Get on with it, lady.
All right, let's go. What is this? What's going on here? Okay, here it is.
In the 2024 NHL Draft. The Montreal Canadiens are proud to select Ivan
Demidov goes 5. All right. Salayev, potato, tomato. Still available. Utah at 6 now on the board.
So the entire.
This is where it's probably going to get interesting, although it already has been interesting with the selection of Beckett Seneca at 3.
It shook things up a little bit.
Did shakes things up.
So the Montreal Canadiens organization clearly have been stewing over their choice to not take Matvei Michkov for the entire
this is buyer's remorse right
here. Year. And they said to themselves, boys, we're not going to fuck this up again. We're taking that Russian kid. I don't care what happens. Wouldn't it be hilarious if he's the one that doesn't come over?
That would be very funny.
It would be so good.
He's
like, nah,
I don't want to say I'm rooting for it, but
I'm rooting for it.
Yeah. There's something about the Habs I've always hated.
The funniest outcome, which is always the one that you should root for.
It is always best to root for comedy.
Yeah, root for the funniest outcome.
Yeah.
And it would be that the fucking Russians they do a Fedotov and they're like, nah, he's too good, he can't leave. Sorry.
He's too good, he can't leave.
He's got to stay here and play for us. Maybe later. Celine Dion, that's fucking hilarious. Who are the Flyers going to bring out? Who are the Flyers?
That's a great question. Who's going to announce the Flyers pick? I mean, the thing with the Flyers is 2 franchise legends are already.
They're already the ones announcing.
Everyone already works here.
You would bring up Danny Briere.
Yeah, Danny Briere would be a great selection.
Yeah, right.
John LeClaire would be a great selection.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of dudes who already work here.
Jeremy Roenick.
JR would be a good pick.
JR. He's a Blackhawk. Much like Mark Recchi is a Pittsburgh Penguin, Jeremy Roenick is a Blackhawk.
Charlie is saying you have to assume Utah goes defense here. So that would be pretty interesting. Maybe it's Boehm, or maybe there is still obviously Salayev on the board. That would probably be the chalk pick. I love you too, Mom. Thanks for coming.
So cute, you guys.
Love you, Dad.
In case you didn't know that already. Parents are adorable.
They're pretty good people. They're pretty good.
I don't even know if my parents know that I do this. To be quite honest with you.
Listen, you have like a grown-up job.
I do.
And you've had it for a while.
Yeah.
My parents are just glad I'm like not still living with them. I am not homeless living on couches.
No.
Like they're just, oh man, look at this. He must be all right. We don't get it, but it must be all right.
We can sleep at night.
Yeah, I'm sure it was difficult. I can't imagine having me. That's, oh my God.
I don't know how anyone has any
I'm going to have an Ava in the mix. Like, oh my goodness gracious.
I hope you have an Ava.
It would probably, I don't know if it would be easier if they're more like me or more like Ava.
Who can say? I don't know.
It'll probably be like a little nerd.
Oh my God, you have a little Charlie. You just end up with a little Charlie.
I didn't want to say that, but that is what I was thinking.
I love Charlie.
So, yeah, who are the Flyers going to...
Who are the Flyers?
What if it's...
Ilya Bryzgalov.
Briz would be funny.
That would be fucking awesome.
Michkov is the dream. Because that was my dream, how they announced he was coming. He shows up, and he's here to he's here to make the first round pick, and that's how we find out he's coming.
He did an Instagram post recently where he appeared to be practicing in Russia. Could that have just been a red herring? Is that the word?
Yes.
Okay, right. One of those.
Yeah, my theory that
was a fish.
my theory that I ran by Charlie, because he's been talking about how the skate zone, the Flyers training facility, whatever it's called.
The skate zone.
It's the skate zone.
Yeah.
Has been like under construction.
Oh yeah.
For like weeks now. My theory is that they actually just built a movie set. And all of these Michkov Instagram posts
like
have
the moon
been
landing.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly like the moon landing.
Exactly.
But it was in Voorhees and not Hollywood.
I believe it.
Yeah.
He's coming.
I hope so.
He's going to march down that ramp like...
But if not him, Lindros.
Oh, Lindros would be...
Yeah.
That's an easy one. He's always around anyway.
I was yelling at my buddy about this, and now that JP doesn't have a headset on, I can say it about him, too. Because he, too, has a black Lindros jersey.
Yeah.
But with the 97 patch, the Stanley Cup patch. They didn't have those jerseys that year. They came a year later. Maybe 2. I think it was that year. The following year. What do we think about that? Is that as our buddy Anthony Gargano would say, a violation?
That's a violation.
They didn't have those jerseys.
No.
They couldn't wear them.
They couldn't wear them. It's a violation.
I love
JP, but he's got to burn it.
Yeah, it's not good. I'll tell you.
No.
Okay, Utah coming up. That is, it appears to be probably Ryan Smith, I guess. I don't really know what goes on in Utah.
I don't know who any of those people are. I hate their stupid, boring colors and names.
But the pick at 6 is in, and I would guess if there's a move to be made, 7 is it for the Flyers. There's been so much smoke about a trade with Ottawa over the last couple of months.
Travis Yost was still tweeting about it today.
It looks like the one thing they were doing, which was maybe taking on Eunice Korpisalo's salary.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's off the table, but there have been so many names, bandied about with Ottawa that you have to believe if the framework was in place for a deal, something still exists. Maybe it is for this next pick at 7.
We'll see. Let's see.
But here we go with number 6, Utah.
Who is that guy that's hugging Gary Bettman? He looks very familiar to me.
I don't know.
I don't know either. For some reason, he looks familiar to me.
All right, they're making the pick.
Oh, it's Ryan Smith. Okay.
Yeah. They're really building him in Vegas?
Oh, come on. I like this guy.
Division rival. All right. They have a rink. That's good. Oh! Tej Iginla off the board before Calgary can make that pick.
Okay, sorry, Flames.
Interesting.
Sucks to suck.
Tej Iginla. That seems a little earlier than he was a riser.
Yeah.
People were really starting to get higher on him as the draft got closer.
You know what's interesting about this? If you're Utah and you, as you said, need something to make your team a thing,
everybody knows this guy.
Everybody knows
because everyone knows his dad. Yeah.
Right. So now all of a sudden, you've got Jerome Iginla as part of your organization.
That's a fair point.
It's a pretty good move.
You're kind of. Maybe we can get Jerome in the front office in some regard. Like maybe that's a little bit of a play here. I mean, we did just see incredible nepotism happen with the Lakers pick as they take LeBron James' son at the demand at best. It was very odd.
It's very weird. Could you imagine Luke Clark playing for the Flyers? I don't know. It'd be because LeBron still plays, right?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah. I don't like that.
And we did take who was the Luco? We took Luco's kid back in the day. Remember Nick Luco?
Yeah.
But it was in the 6th round or something, wasn't it? It was like.
And we took
We took Cole Knuble last
Mark
year.
Gregg's kid.
Yeah.
Mark Gregg's. I guess they do it.
I mean, the Flyers, listen, it's one of the reasons I say, like, if you don't want to play for the Flyers, you're an idiot.
You're a weirdo.
You're immediately on the short list for, like, any job in hockey. In the organization, if you want that job, you're on the list for it.
Exactly.
All you had to have done is played for the team.
One game. You're in.
Yeah.
For life.
Patrick Sharp, the guy we gave up on.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Ottawa Senators.
Iginla isn't even 18 yet.
Holy shit.
We just drafted, a kid was just drafted at 17 years old. He turns 18 August 1st. My Lord.
Someone on Twitter hilariously refers to this as the boy auction.
I mean,
And it is. It's the boy auction.
it is. All right, now
So let's see if
Ottawa on the
Ottawa
board at
gets up.
7. Is there
So who are
any?
they taking? Everything's getting wacky.
I mean, Salayev has to go at some.
Salayev, right?
What if he makes it to 12? I mean, we're like halfway there at this point. There's a lot of dudes on the board still. The run on defenseman has not yet begun.
Yeah, what's that about? This is supposed to be the defenseman draft.
This might be like shaping up well for the Flyers.
It might. They might have some choices to make, which, good or bad.
Just
I say
trying to
good.
see any
No,
rumors.
you're good.
It doesn't look like there's any
No heat happening.
Shams or Woj spoiling all the picks. They have Elliott under
wraps.
under pretty good freaking.
He was on. Did you see him on my favorite show with what's his face? Always perched on his chair with no shirt, no sleeves. What's his face?
Oh, McAfee. You have this like fascination with the McAfee show
hate him so
because you
much.
don't like.
I don't watch it.
You don't operate in like the sports
No,
media space the
but
way many of us
every
do.
time I come to the
But it's
PHLY
always
studio, it's
on at the studio.
And he's always perched on a chair like a bird. He never has sleeves. Anyway, I saw Elliot Friedman on there today. And Elliot Friedman looked like he was videoing himself like this on like a treadmill with his earbuds in. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'll tell you.
Is anyone taking this seriously?
I'll tell you what's been driving me nuts, and he stopped doing it when he's doing 32 thoughts from his car.
Oh, yes.
I thought for a little bit he was just like an old guy driving around with his blinker on, but apparently he was doing the responsible thing.
Oh, the hazards?
And he'd pull over if he needed to check his notes and put his hazards on. But you could hear the blinker sound, and it was like, I need to listen to this as like for to have an idea of what's going on in hockey. 32 Thoughts is the most popular hockey podcast, and I believe it's all hockey media.
Yeah.
The entire hockey media listens
Of
to
course.
it.
So my dream for you and Charlie on the PHLY Flyers podcast is that post-game, Charlie does the Elliot Friedman, I'm walking to my car, joining the podcast.
That's how I used to send. I used to send a lot of tweets for the Orange update and Buzz on Broad, listening to the post game in my car so I could get the hell out of there as soon as possible. I wasn't asking any questions. I was terrified of Craig Berube.
So they got 10 seconds
All
left.
right, Ottawa on the clock. There's about 5 seconds left now. I'm not seeing anything on the old Twitter.
I feel like you'd be seeing it if it was happening.
If there was a trade, they'd have to tell us that by now, right?
One would assume.
So Seattle up next, and then Calgary at 9. What do you think Calgary's feeling right now with T.J. Ginla
They're
off
so
the board?
mad. Poor
that
Calgary.
has to be a bummer for
Because
them.
they can't get a player unless they draft them. Nobody wants to play there.
Everybody leaves.
Everybody leaves. So I'm sure they were hoping.
And they don't, at least like Edmonton, I can't imagine is like so much better than Calgary. But Edmonton has the draw of like,
Connor McDavid.
Hey, you want to have the best season of your career? Play next to McDavid. All right, Ottawa's
is making the pick, so
up
no
there.
trade.
It appears as if they will be making the pick as well. We will see who comes up next.
Who
Next
you got?
up,
I'm saying Salayev.
It has to be Salayev at a certain point.
It's got to be.
They do have a decent number of defensemen. Not sure how good any of them are.
Bring up Claude Giroux to make the pick, you cowards.
That would be fun.
Wouldn't that be great?
What if that's the trade we make with them? We bring back Chickie.
Bring him home.
I don't.
Danny.
And for neither of us. Neither side needs that.
That's true. It's like when you break up
I don't
with
want it
somebody.
for him.
No.
Yeah, we're toxic.
Yeah.
He's who'd they take? I missed it.
Who'd they take?
Oh, was it Yakimchuk?
Yakimchuk?
All right, so they take it.
Bill.
People started yelling, "Sorry, Bill, I missed the pick because I was talking."
There goes
and it's
Yakimchuk.
Yakimchuk off the board, but this continues to kind of fall our way. Now it's all about Berkeley Catton,
This is
I guess.
interesting, yeah. Berkeley Catton is who we got our eye
I
on.
wonder if they take him if he's there, given the size. They do want to get a little bigger, but I can't imagine a front office run by Danny Briere is going to be a bunch of size queens.
Way.
Right? Like,
No.
As much as I think that, maybe a lot of people in the organization might,
Listen,
their GM is the small center that made it. He's
can
like, no,
get
I'm the
size.
proof that this can work. It's
You
me.
can get size anywhere.
And he is kind of one of the guys that proves, oh, yeah, you need to be big to play in the playoffs. No, you don't.
I'm Mr. Playoffs, bitch.
And it's
I'm
not
this
as if
big.
It's not as if he was scoring from 25 feet out.
No.
Like, the dude put in a lot of rebounds.
You slash the wrist, you drive to
Yeah.
the net, you score a goal.
It's legal.
That's what you do.
Yeah, it's the playoffs.
You
Maybe
go
there ain't no
outside. Who
slashing.
cares?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Make them
You're
implement
Danny
a
Briere.
rule.
Yeah.
Make them implement a rule to stop you from going offside.
That's right. You can't do it.
A new post notification from Charlie.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Philadelphia. Oh.
Ah, it's hilarious. Everybody knows your brand is so strong.
I was going to reply, and then I was like, wait, no, I'm on the air. Don't tweet. You're doing a show. All right, so now
It's a loose format, Willie.
Now we have Seattle. There really is no format.
What's he doing up there? No, he's just saying the Seattle's on the clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I see Gary Bettman at the draft, I get excited. It's a very backwards set of emotions for me. Because normally you don't want to see Gary Bettman, but you see him at the draft and you're like, what you doing up there, Gary? Please say we have a trade to announce. He never does. All right, so here's the thing. I wonder if Danny is looking at the way this shit's shaking up.
And it's like,
he's
why
like,
would I
don't
make
need
a
to
trade?
trade up. Yeah. One of my dudes is going to be here.
I hope
Why
that's the
waste the
case.
gas? I guarantee
My
it is.
hope now, the way the board is falling, is 32 and Lawton get you back into the top half of this draft. 16, 17, 15, 16, something like that. That is kind of my hope now, that there is a trade. Now, part of this is very selfish. We're supposed to do this show all the way through the draft, and that makes sense because we have the 32nd pick. If we're able to get up into the teens,
Dan, I know you're
maybe
listening.
I can get myself a couple of drinks and maybe get in on some of these giveaways.
Super chats.
Oh, we have some super chats here. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Brett. I'm doing her job.
Yeah, that's the setup here. Thank God we have these producers that we do.
Honestly.
Some of the best in the business, because this thing is a shit show right now. All right, Kaylee T. Okay, yeah, down at Corey Ciata says, bring back PHNX. No one once again lets it Utah. Bring back Phoenix. No one once again let in Utah. It is
Corey's
thinking what we
Ciata.
think about Utah as a people. It's an interesting pick, but it's not good for Utah. Hopefully they
I think
have.
they made a good choice for their
Hopefully they
organization.
have a bit more sense than Phoenix Coyotes. Listen,
you know what? I don't know. I kind of like the vibe of that owner.
I do.
He seems like a guy that's like really interested in making a
He wants to put a good
sports team.
product out.
Exactly. And the NHL needs more owners that give a shit about the product on the ice because there's not a lot of them.
No.
We have one, by the way.
Absolutely.
Which is good.
Cares about the fan base, cares about the team being good. Very much the case.
There are a lot of owners that don't care enough, and that's how you end up with the Coyotes.
While the draft is incurred, they seem to be coming back. But let me tell you about Rite Aid Pharmacy Services real quick. Because with a My Pharmacy account at Rite Aid, you can do things like refill your prescriptions, schedule a vaccine, get personalized care recommendations, sign up for prescription notifications, and all you need to get started is a prescription at Rite Aid. You can get started at riteaid.com/mypharmacy so you can stop stressing about your prescriptions. You can just let Rite Aid refill them automatically. Enroll in automated courtesy refills. It's free and easy, and most prescriptions qualify. you can talk with a Rite Aid pharmacist or sign up through your My Pharmacy account at riteaid.com. Restrictions may apply. And you can get your prescriptions at the same time with one-trip refills. We all know how big of a pain it can be. I have this that comes every 30 days, this every couple of weeks, this every 2 months. Well, you can ask your pharmacist to sync your medications so you can pick them up in one visit. You can sync with other family members as well. Just ask your local Rite Aid pharmacist to get started. Restrictions may apply. And you can manage your prescriptions with the Rite Aid mobile app. Transfer your prescriptions to Rite Aid today. Just go to riteaid.com/transfer. Rite Aid caring pharmacists are ready to answer your questions and help you stay healthy. Get your prescriptions along with anything at Rite Aid you might need, including over-the-counter medicines, household products, cosmetics, and more. Just ask your Rite Aid pharmacy for details. Restrictions apply. And now we have Seattle on their way up to the podium to make selection
Megan
number
Chika's
8.
got Salayev 1. Who did she have 2? I missed it. I had it in my brain and then it left. It do be like that sometimes. Anyway, she thinks they should be taking Salayev. So
Salayev has to come off the board eventually.
He's
right?
really falling.
All right, we are at selection number 8. 4 more until the Flyers get up there.
Who's that?
I did not hear what they said. But
I need more chyrons on this broadcast.
We really need some sort of production here, but the Seattle pick is about to be made by this handsome gentleman.
By a man who's clearly a hockey...
Matty Briere. Okay, there we go.
I definitely knew that. I was just joking.
No! Berkeley Catton!
No! Berkeley Catton is gone!
That is a tough pick for a lot of Flyers fans here who are hoping to see Catton fall to 12.
Ow.
It is not to be as he comes off the board at 8 to Seattle. Calgary now on the clock at 9. Berkeley Catton was hot on a lot of wish lists for Flyers fans here tonight.
Him.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
When is this run on defensemen coming, though? Because it still hasn't.
How are they not? How is no one taking? I don't understand what's happening. Every mock draft we've seen for the last year had this as like a defense-heavy top 10. What's happening?
It's very surprising how this is unfolded.
People are scared of the Philadelphia Flyers, and they know we need a center.
It's true. They are aware of this, and they are trying to prevent us from getting the players we so desire. So who?
He's from Saskatoon. He's not going to be that good. It's a weird people out there.
People not happy with the Kraken right now, taking Berkeley Catton 4 picks ahead of the Flyers.
Hate the Seattle Kraken.
It's been true for a long, long time. All the homies hate Seattle.
All the homies hate Seattle.
Now we get to trying to get to this. Where's my consolidated top 32 here? So according to Elite Prospects, as I'm just totally drawing a blank.
I like them. They know what they're talking about.
Zeev, as Charlie calls him, Booyam. Zeev Boehm at number 4 is still on the board. He's very highly rated by a lot of people, still yet to be taken. Who's up next is Calgary. That could be an option for them. You got probably defense here. I mean, there's just so many of the defense available. Boehm, Zane Parekh, Sam Dickinson, Salayev as well. A lot of defensemen still available here. Carter Yakimchuk did come off the board, as did Lev Shinov, but that's it so far in the first 8.
I feel like there's a lot of guys that were supposed to be gone already that seem to be available for the Flyers, probably.
This was part of what they said made trades so complicated is after the first couple, and it was really pick 3 where we saw someone really deviate, that this was a difficult draft to really narrow down because there seemed to be just this mushy middle of like, everyone from 2 to 16 is the same. So we're really not sure. Like, there was no obvious.
I guess.
But I thought that guys like Salayev and even Booyam at this point would be off the board.
I thought so too, especially because Bob McKenzie's list, as Charlie talked about on the show, McKenzie's list is not, these are the players I like. This is, these are the players my friends are telling me they're going to take.
And it is...
it's not this list.
Well, let's bring up Bob McKenzie's top 32 here.
Uncle Bob.
And, he had Demidov 2,
Yeah.
Levshinov 3, Salayev 4.
Right.
Yeah. Dickinson at 6, Buyam at 7.
Is that Salayev? Because he looks very upset.
Yeah. And I always feel for the kids who it's
the
like,
kids that
yo,
fall.
man, you're going in the top 5. Like, oh, no, you're not.
You're not.
But then, like, you might end up being Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, yeah, man, I made out. Thank God.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
I got to go to Green Bay.
Exactly. You're not stuck on the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, who will stink for the next decade.
Probably. I'm hoping. Do we even give them the Mighty? Did they bring the Mighty back?
Nah.
No?
If they had brought back teal and purple, yeah.
Why do the logo but a different color?
It's so stupid. It's stupid.
Why?
I hate it so much. I'm so angry at them.
It was so much there. Like, there's no one else who wears
right
those
there.
colors.
Nobody.
And you wear now colors that other teams wear.
And everyone tells you constantly how good it was. And still you decide,
Nah. Like, you bring it back and everyone's like, fuck yeah. And then you go back to your other. At least it's not like the 07 jerseys that were so ugly.
Oh, I didn't like those.
The, like, winged D was bad and the just ducks is bad.
Yeah, no, that was
Like,
bad.
they've had, considering the source material is excellent,
I know.
they have really been horrible in terms of merchandise.
Seriously.
Uniforms.
Seriously.
All right, so we have Calgary up now, about 35 seconds left on the clock for the Calgary
I bet
Flames.
they take Dickinson.
with
I feel like they're going to take
T. Jaginla off the board. That was, man, that's got to be as disappointing. We are disappointed about Catton. Imagine being a Flames fan. Like, I just think about the pressure on the Eagles to take Trotter Jr.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and he's not even, like, hopefully he's something. You know, he's a day 3 pick. We're crossing our fingers. We like his dad. This is like, oh no, this dude's a legit top 10 prospect. I see we have another super chat.
Corey's back.
Corey Ciata. We are totally off course. Who are we choosing?
Here comes the fight.
How do you think this is going to unfold for the Flyers? I'm thinking a defenseman now.
You don't think they go Hellenius if he's there?
I wonder about Hellenius, but I like him a lot. I'm liking what I'm hearing just about the IQ. I think maybe that's something, okay, we have this freelance kind of, maybe not defensive liability, but a dude who might shirk his defensive responsibilities from time to time in Michkov.
Yeah.
What if we paired him with this two-way IQ guy in Hellenius? Zane Parekh off the board now at 9 to Calgary. And that's about where he was supposed to go. Some people thought maybe a little sooner, but it's still unfolding in a way that I think the Flyers will end up with a highly touted prospect.
Agreed.
It just simply won't be Berkeley Catton, which we were all kind of hoping on. And it's disappointing.
So you want to hear, you know what though? At this point, I no longer feel like York over Caulfield was a bad pick. So maybe like this year, everybody wanted Catton. We all wanted Caulfield. He was the flashy pick. Maybe this works out for us too.
Speaking of goal scorers who may have fallen a little further than you expected,
Yeah.
if it's Hellenius and Yzerman both on the board, who do you want?
See, I would go spicy and pick Yzerman.
I know we need distribution. I know there's a need at center and D. Give me the guy who scores goals.
I want goals, man. I want cherry picking, flashy, goal scoring assholes. That's what I want.
I wonder how this is. It's so hard to tell now.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Zane Parekh now, so Jersey on the board at 10.
Jersey on the board.
And this is a potential
And that's a
trade
potential
spot
trade because
still.
Carolina was reportedly
Carolina sniffing around. They've been trying to get up into the top half of this draft.
Getting rid of Natchez.
Potentially Natchez as the bait to get a pick. Jersey is one of these teams that plenty of good young players. They don't really need a dude for 2 to 3 years from now.
They need a dude now.
They need a dude for now.
They need a now dude.
Yeah, they
And
just
Marty
traded
Natchez
for.
makes a lot of sense for them.
They just traded for a 34-year-old goaltender. They believe their window is current. And when you look at the East, yeah, it's Florida and then a bunch of other teams.
No, and the Devils should have been good last year.
Yes, they should have injuries, goaltending, just a shit year.
Right.
They should have been a lot better. I mean,
they sorted
Dan
the goaltending.
Hilferty at his press availability he did with Jonesy, he references it.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we could be just as good next year,
We all see
and
it.
Jersey could be where they're supposed to be,
Right.
and boom,
Out of the
we're not in the
playoffs.
playoff
Right.
picture. But now that they have, they've taken another break, Jersey on the clock, about 2:20 before they have to make their selection.
Yeah.
Do you think it's traded? All the smoke about trades so far, but we're at number 10. This is the last of the possible, obviously, at 11, San Jose. But Flyers coming up after this commercial break, though, like it's coming, you know? Jersey on the clock, then it'll be San Jose, then us.
It'll be very interesting.
I'm thinking they make the pick.
I do feel like that Nature's trade makes so much sense for them.
It does.
But I don't know.
There's just always so
you know
much.
what's so annoying? Charlie with his goddamn top 10 picks never get traded.
I really wanted him to be wrong.
I know.
I was really.
Just one time. I want to
Okay.
get him.
I see we have some more super chats here.
Hello.
This one from Really VV. Give me Consta. He has a sick name.
He does have a sick name.
He did make, I believe, the top 5
It's a good
of the name draft. Consta, and Hellenius is fun to say.
Consta Hellenius.
Consta Hellenius. Like,
Sounds like a guy in a Thor movie that would fuck
it
you
sounds
up.
like someone who you're trying to say is constantly raising hell. Like, yeah, in a poorly written movie. Like, Consta Hellenius. Like, we have the new Michkov shirt out, and it's a Hogan ripoff. We need, like, the Hellraiser Austin shirt if we get Consta Hellenius.
Just all of the wrestling.
Yeah.
Between you and Broad Street Hockey, we're just going to do all the wrestling.
It's really, I was almost going to wear my Broad Street Hockey, the Road Warriors one today, and I was
You're
like,
That's all right.
I don't think I'm supposed to do that.
No.
But yeah, Consta would be great. We have another one here from Corey Ciata. We need someone to score. Honestly, I'd rather have a center at whatever level. Just excited about this year. Absolutely.
Indeed.
It's an exciting year regardless of how this draft unfolds. Berkeley Catton, disappointing. There are still, however, some really good players on this board.
So 28
I like how
seconds.
we've put Kurt to work. He's
selling
he's
the
in
tickets
charge of
for
the
us,
tickets
yeah.
now.
Poor Kurt never gets to come to these parties, and he comes to one, and I'm like, hey, could you, like, do stuff and not enjoy yourself? Thank you. Someone had to sell the tickets.
Yeah, they could use Salayev maybe. They have some young defensemen, but
Are they going up?
more
Up,
of the
up,
skilled
making the pick?
variety.
All right. Looks like they're making the pick.
All right, they are headed up there, so it looks as if New Jersey will make the selection at 10. They are out of time, so it's happening. Yep, they're up at the podium.
It's happening.
All right, let us see who New Jersey Devils, our newest division rival, will be.
Whomst will I hate for the next decade? Boo, Marty Brodeur, no one likes you.
Oh,
You stink.
his wife's sister liked him a lot, I heard. There's a lot of people who don't like Marty Brodeur in this room right
You
now.
love to see the rivalry alive and kicking.
Sorry.
All right.
Boo!
I mean, if you're a Flyers fan of our age,
Yes.
Marty Brodeur, I don't want to call him a terrorist, but
Overrated.
they took Salayev.
Salayev,
All right,
okay,
Salayev
okay,
now
okay.
off the board at number 10 to the Devils. That leaves San Jose a lot.
So we have Hellenius, we have Zeev, we have
Man, that's really hard to pass on.
Dickinson,
It's really
we have
hard to pass on one of those defensemen.
Iserman. The Flyers are going to have a lot of
with
choices.
San Jose jumping up to 11 and possible teammate of Macklin Celebrini, Cole Iserman.
They got to be taking a D.
Do you think they're going defense?
I think they're going to go defense. Who do they have on D?
I really want them to take Iserman just so we have one of these defensemen.
All right.
Like, that's what I'm hoping now.
I mean, that would be
San
fun for
Jose
them.
on the board, and then the Flyers will, in all likelihood,
we're
make
getting
this
there,
selection
baby.
at 12. Danny did open the door a bit for the possibility of a trade down.
Trading down.
Now that, say they are able to bank some other assets, and it's like, yeah, we think we can get Consta at 14, something like, it's
Do
not
it.
the worst thing in the
You
world.
do it.
But I really would rather try to make the pick at 12 and get back into the top half with 32
I like
and something
that better.
else.
Yeah, I like that better. Also, I feel like if you like a guy, you might as well just take the guy you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you have like totally even feeling about two of these kids, which I seriously doubt. They have a board.
And we do know how this has worked out in the past. Fans weren't in love with the idea of trading down. Was that in 16?
Yeah.
And then again with the Cam York selection, that was a trade down situation. I think they value their fans a little too much, maybe. But that's the thing, is like Howie Roseman does it, and it's genius. But the NHL and NFL drafts are inherently different. Like, you're going to get to see this guy next year, you know. That is not the case usually with the NHL. Oh, thanks for this. They're now showing notable players taken at 11, and they give us Jeff Carter in a Flyers jersey. That's helpful. That's helpful on a night like tonight. We were feeling good. You know, we were feeling good about things.
We're going to get another one that we feel good about.
I sure hope so. That's a lot of speculation on Twitter about Yzerman and Celebrini being a pair.
Okay.
Our ALLCITY's own Pete Blackburn from the Chaos Show begging the Sharks to pair them up together.
All right. Maybe they go with a spicy pick like that.
It sounds like we have some other celebrity joining the party.
Is it Ava Graham?
I mean, it could be. It could be. Or maybe Rojas just made a good play.
the Phillies are doing something.
Yeah, the Phillies did some. I think Johan Rojas just made a nice play.
You love to see it.
Why are you scrolling? Stop this. No one told you to. Is this a new feature on Twitter where it just scrolls for you? Because no one asked for that.
Well, there's all kinds of features that no one asked for on that website now.
I'm a big fan of the uncensored hardcore pornography that now takes place on Twitter.
One-stop shopping.
It's really, it's tremendous for everybody.
If Chika's right, we're taking Zeev. Zeev is who we should take.
It would be a lot of fun, and it's a connection I like just because I want David Carl to be the coach of this team. And
that would be something.
It is, he's in the Flyers family.
He is.
He is the brother of former Flyer Matt Carl.
Close enough.
So it counts.
Yes.
And to do that, why not take the number one defenseman from his national championship team? But I guess it'll come down to
we got to see what San Jose does.
I guess we do have to still wait for San Jose. There's about 55 seconds on the clock before they make their selection.
Just walk up there, Mike. Oh, my God. I'm fairly sure I would get dizzy inside of this building.
Michael Russo reporting a lot of activity at the Jets table.
Okay.
They do not have a first-round pick.
Interesting.
Chevrolet on the phone right now. Sharks on the clock at 11. Maybe they're on the phone with the Flyers. If that's not a trade-down situation, though. But Cole Perfetti, maybe something of that ilk.
Cole Perfetti.
Just throwing that out there. It's a possibility. Just always got to be stirring the pot, I suppose.
It would be nice to see something spicy. It would be a lot of fun.
All right, about 10 seconds before they're able to make the pick. They're making their way up to the podium now. The Sharks contingent has stood, and they are walking, and their clock has expired. They are reaching the stage, and
we're going to get one of Dickinson, Hellenius, or Zeev. I'm only calling him Zeev.
Okay. Why mess with the last name when Zeev is so cool anyway? Zeev is cool.
I'm going to buy one of those hideous Fanatics jerseys with the vertical name that just says Zeev.
Why? Why can't we just have jerseys?
I hate them so much. Sam Dickinson. Okay.
Sam Dickinson, okay. So the Flyers, the London defenseman, now taken.
They won defense.
We have the makings of a
the people
Zeev chant. The people want Zeev.
Who am I to argue with the people?
The people want Zeev. Booyam. Cole Yzerman still available. The Phillies have scored a run. That seems good. 2-0 Phils. So that is bottom of the 8th. Okay. Wow, that game is flying. So
it's going to get packed in
the fireworks. The fireworks might be celebrating the Flyers pickup next. It's going to get even more packed in here. Thanks again to Chickies and Pete's for hosting the 2024 Flyers Draft Party.
And thanks to the Flyers.
Thank you so much to Broad Street Hockey and Kelly Hinkle for helping put this together. It's been a lot of fun so far. The Flyers have not even yet made their selection, and people are amped right now.
People are excited.
Yes, hello Ava, hello Nicole. Thank you for joining us as well. It's a hell of a party we have down here at South Philly Chickies.
It's awesome.
Thanks to everyone if you're listening to the pod. After the fact, if you came out, really appreciate it. And if you're joining us live right now, we couldn't do it without you staying home and deciding to listen. So that's huge.
We love a live stream.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun right now as we anticipate the Flyers pick. They are on the clock
They're
at
on
12.
the clock, baby. Let's
Here
go.
we go. And so who do you think it is? Is it Zeev?
It's got to be Zeev, right?
He's best available by
the
a
best
lot,
available.
I would say, just based on...
He should be gone. I feel like if there's a guy that should have been picked that's not been picked, you got to take it.
That's kind of... That also does leave the, all right, if that's the case, I guess we should trade down. Like, there's always that thought process, but they can't do it. So, is Gary up there?
Gary's
Gary is now up there. What is happening? They better not be trading down. So can we...
No, I think he's just putting us on clock. Okay,
they're just
Flyers
putting the Flyers up on the clock.
Okay.
That scared me a little bit there for a second. The
People
Let's Go
are
Flyers
excited.
chant is deafening. I have to go with the second earphone for this section, but this is absolutely outstanding. It is great to see Flyers fandom being what it once was. I realize it went the way it went.
Yeah.
But this kind of give you that hope of 2017. The people are excited.
People are excited.
All right, let's see if it is.
2 minutes. You're gonna make me wait 2
we
minutes,
have
Danny.
Still 2 minutes on the clock for the Philadelphia Flyers selection. They're showing us Sam Dickinson still, who was selected 11 by the San Jose Sharks. And people are amped. Everyone is kind of standing right now.
Excited.
Everyone who was at
it's packed in here.
Everyone who was
looking at the TV.
Everyone who was at a table is now standing. Ava is screaming. It's a last call. It is now the Zeev chants have broken out.
The people want
Zeev.
So we're either going to have an eruption of cheers, or we're going to have another Cole Caulfield situation where people
are just absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Flyers chants have
Here
started
it is,
again.
baby.
There's still a minute 25 before they make their selection. I wonder.
Danny's on the phone.
Look at Danny on the phone.
Danny's on the phone.
Danny on the
Danny's
phone.
on the phone. Yo.
People are getting nervous. People are getting nervous that Danny's on the phone. Maybe he's on the phone with Zeev. Maybe he's on the phone with another GM.
It's the first guy we've seen on the phone.
And now they have cut away. They have cut away to Sam Dickinson, and nobody likes it. Come on, Twitter. Now is not the time for your nonsense.
Who's he talking to? Who's he calling?
Just something, Elliot. Just give me something here. 45 seconds before the Flyers have to make their selection.
Let's go.
I am really hoping this is not a trade down. There is just far too much anticipation right now. I do not care about Sam Dickinson a little bit. I really need to know what's happening here on the draft floor.
I need a camera back on Danny.
Yeah, can we go back to Danny here?
On Danny. Show me my general manager, please.
I'm really hoping that's not the case.
The Flyers graphic has gritty lit up on a building.
This is absolutely...
Oh, he's getting up.
All right,
okay.
he's heading up. Uh-oh.
Yo, did he make a trade?
I do not like what just happened.
I think something happened.
Something appears to have happened.
Uh-oh.
I think they may be...
Yo, he's not getting up.
It appears he's not standing.
He's not standing.
Danny may have traded number 12.
Danny Deals.
It's there's a lot of tension in the room right now. Just nothing happening. Come on, Elliot.
Oh, he's a spicy boy. He's not getting up.
All right, Friedman. He's not tweeting anything.
Charlie.
Come on,
what did we send you there for, Charles?
Somebody give me some information.
Charles.
The Flyers trade coming, Darren Dreger says. Looks like the Flyers are trading
Flyers
back.
Are trading down. Okay.
That is disappointing.
Is it though?
If they were trading... If they're trading it for a player,
No,
that would
look,
be
he's
exciting.
still on the fucking phone,
He's back
Bill.
on the phone.
He's still on the phone. Things are happening.
I just really... of course the Flyers are taking all goddamn day to make something happen. As the tension in the room builds, I am...
What if he trades down, and then he takes what he got for trading down and packages it with 32 and Scott Lawton, and then moves up again? Chess, baby.
Some movement here on the 12th pick. Yeah. Friedman reports there's some movement on the 12th pick.
I'll tell you, Friedman's what's his face.
We saw Danny stand up, whisper to somebody, and sit back down. Thanks, Elliot. We really need a Woj.
He's not Woj.
To just ruin everything.
He wants to be, and he's not. Because he's too worried about his sources. Woj doesn't fuck around with worried about his sources. He just says stuff. That's the vibe that I get anyway.
A lot of talk going on. We're in the dark here, the way you all are watching at home.
This rules.
Maybe there's a little bit more commentary on TV, perhaps, that would be letting people know what's happening. But right now, we just have a lot of panicked Flyers fans.
Gary needs to march his happy ass up there and announce the trade.
Speak it to the microphone, Danny. Tell us what's happening.
Lips? Can anyone in the room read lips?
We're dying here.
Just tell me what it is.
Hey, look at the flag decision. You gotta wait up the week.
I gotta tell you. Having a guy that does stuff rules.
I don't like this.
I don't mind it. There's three dudes.
If it's for a player, I like it. If it's to trade down, just take your guy.
But you get another thing. All right, let's go. Tell me.
They have Trevor Connolly ranked ahead of Cole Eiserman. That's interesting.
Who is that extremely red man to the left of Danny Briere?
Extremely red man.
He's very red.
Is it red man? No. All right, something appears.
Could you just announce the trade, you fucks?
There's absolutely no reason nobody's broken it yet. This is ridiculous.
Leave it to the Flyers to make it. Oh, here we go. Hey, let's hear it. Someone faxed the trade over.
Yeah, the fax finally came through.
The trade over to Gary. The fax has come through.
All right.
Let's go.
It appears that they are now finally announcing this trade. The room has become silent.
Bill, stop talking.
What now?
Big moment coming.
Say
Gary.
Draft history about to be made.
What?
First trade for it.
Oh, Jesus.
Booch, you got to make jokes right now.
Fucking bitch. Let's go.
All right, the pick has been traded.
All right, that's what we're doing. All right.
Quiet.
As you can tell, we have a trade.
Hey, thanks, Gary.
Trades pick number 12 in the 2024 NHL Draft to Minnesota in exchange for Minnesota's own first-round pick, number 13, and Minnesota's own third-round pick in 2025.
They traded down one spot.
That's a hell of a trade.
Flyers won that trade, baby. Flyers won that trade.
So they trade down one spot and accumulate a 2025 third for Minnesota's 13th pick.
Greasing the wheels for that Marco Rossi trade.
I guess.
Greasing the wheels.
They traded down one spot. I mean, that's good for the Flyers, I suppose. They didn't. If they think there's 2 or 3 guys available, they still get their guy.
You ever notice that Bill Guerin has... You remember that episode of Seinfeld where his girlfriend was ugly in some light and very pretty in other lights? That's Bill Guerin's face.
Bill Guerin looks like someone who just escaped a mental institution sometimes.
Bill Guerin will look... He'll look fine, and then he'll go like this, and I'm like, oh,
I ever told the story, my old D partner in middle school and high school, his uncle was Bill Guerin.
Oh, okay.
And he played street hockey against us once, and he's a fucking cheater.
I'm not surprised.
That's my buddy lived around the corner, so he was on the other side. He was on the other team. So he brings out Stanley Cup champion Bill Guerin to play us in street hockey. And he goes, okay, let me just get an idea here. Can you just move out of the way? Goalie gets out of the way, pumps a slap shot, goes, 1-0 us.
Oh, what a shit.
This is a 25-year-old Stanley Cup champion.
An amazing story.
Now he's the GM of Minnesota. Now he's got Chuck Fletcher's old job.
So what you're telling me is you could call Bill Guerin right now. I wonder who they're going to take. Who are they going to take?
I don't know. It's a great question. I haven't talked to Brian in a couple of years. I got to get on the phone with him.
Are they going to take Consta because they're going to trade us Marco Rossi?
Maybe.
They got too many centers, though. They got a lot of centers.
You got to believe
That's why they want to trade Marco.
You got to believe it's a defenseman here.
You would think. You would think. Just get up,
They
Bill.
still haven't got up. There's like a minute 15 left. Bill Guerin just stood. We will see who they are taking. Maybe it's
Zeev?
At a certain point, you got to put someone with Kirill Kaprizov, though, right?
No.
Like maybe it's a very, very interesting pick here.
The Minnesota Wild are a very
Minnesota.
strange organization.
They are
I don't know what they're doing, ever. So this will be interesting.
So they are up now. They're approaching the podium, ready to select at 12. The Flyers will be next at 13.
You know what else about Bill Guerin?
All right.
He also always looks a little bit drunk.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a hockey player.
Yeah.
University of Denver.
All right, so they took Zeev.
They got Zeev. Okay. All right, Zeev
so
goes
Danny
to Minnesota.
Danny wants Consta, and he knew he could get him.
It's Consta or Cole.
I'm thinking it's going to be Consta.
I still wonder if it's Cole Yzerman. But that third could also help them move up again. If they've now established the price that a 2025 third gets you up a little bit, maybe they trade it to get back into this round.
They might.
But the Flyers are now on the clock after Zeev Buium goes 12 to Minnesota. The Flyers traded down one spot, accumulated a future third-round pick to move to 13. And now we await I guess I would say smart money would have to be on Consta Helenius here.
Yeah.
Cole Yzerman also still on the board, trying to bring up a best available at this point. Yeah, that Berkeley cat. Trevor Connolly still there. Obviously one of the great names in this draft, Jett Luchanko.
Jett Luchanko.
Do you think it's chalk here, or do they go a little...
I have a feeling...
that tonight's going to be a good night?
I hate you. I think that once Patton was gone, they knew they were going Helenius, and they knew that Minnesota wasn't going to take a center.
Absolutely going center here.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason you trade down.
Yeah. Because they know that Minnesota doesn't need a center. So they know Minnesota's not taking Helenius.
Yeah.
So if you know you're picking Helenius, then there's no sense not swapping that pick because you know you're fine. That's what makes sense to me anyway.
That would make the most sense right now.
And honestly, they fucking need a center, dude.
They
to
do.
develop
They have
a center.
None. Like when we talk about their center prospects, we're talking about Cole Knuble and Owen McLaughlin. The Phillies have won 2-0.
You'd love to see it.
Sanchez complete game. I see him up there. So that's good shit. All right, now the fireworks display will be on in South Philly, and it will coincide with the Flyers pick.
Danny's he's got a sense of the theater, Bill.
He had
knew
to
the
wait.
fireworks were
The
coming.
game was.
Someone
still
told him,
the
no,
eighth.
Bill. I mean, no, Dan. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Could you just trade down?
I hope someone can get a picture of the fireworks coinciding with the selection and send it to Consta and be like, this is all for you, kid. This is for you, kid.
Get ready.
Don't have another Cutter Grotier situation.
Don't fuck it up.
You can tell him, yeah, we had a fireworks display in South Philly for you.
Well,
what does he know about the
Phillies?
Phillies?
This one's not American, so he's got no labor rights. He's trapped with us.
It is funny. Were you there when we were talking about, like, everything they say about Russian players is now true about college kids.
Yeah.
And
these kids.
all the Russians come over.
Yeah.
They might all, I think it was Marek and Friedman were joking, like, yeah, they all eventually all end up in LA or New York, but they start with the team at least.
Yeah.
All right, about 2:15 left
minutes
until the Flyers make their selection.
Megan Chaika tells us it ought to be Consta Helenius.
Helenius is number one on her board. That is probably the smart pick here. Sanchez, we got a complete game shutout for Sanchez. Yes, People are passing us notes.
News.
There's no post game tonight, I guess. They probably did that already. We have a draft show going on, I guess, would make sense. So get all your Phillies news here from the Flyers show.
Exactly.
Go Phils.
Double duty.
About 1:40 until the Flyers make this pick. Consta Hellenius.
Oh, come on.
Nah, never mind. Are we...
You can write on this.
I'm just going to ask Bryn.
Bryn.
Are we able to play the Charlie video after? We can't. Okay. Well, if you want to see as the Let's Go Flyers chants start now with about 1:20 before the pick is made, if you want to see scouting reports of anyone taken already, who the Flyers are about to take, we think it's Consta Hellenius. You can check it out right here on our YouTube page. Charlie, as I stab myself with a Sharpie, Charlie has been working overtime every day after the show, recording a few of these, and they're outstanding scouting reports. So make sure you check those out for all the players selected tonight, but especially whoever the Flyers take in about 55 seconds.
Minute,
If it's not Hellenius, how are we feeling? Like, if it's Cole Eiserman, that's still exciting?
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, unless they do something real weird here, I don't think there's anything I'm going to be upset about.
As they take Trevor Connolly.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be weird. Like
that would be weird.
If they take Jett Luchanko, the 13th
just for his name, it's hard to hate it.
I think they're going to take Hellenius, and I think that's good. I think that's a good pick.
It is on the graphic of our off-season wish list, who I narrowed my selections down to.
We could have Catton.
I loved Catton and I loved Zeev. Like, I mean, how do you not love Catton? He scored more than anyone in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool. But he had a draft slot commensurate with his production. And now at 12, we will shortly find out who the newest member of the
going to win.
Philadelphia Flyers organization
Charlie and
will be.
Savagely owned.
Yes.
By Bill's correct opinion.
People who didn't watch the show but saw the wish list were like, "Are you fucking serious?" And Phil Myers.
Is he on the phone?
Is he doing it again?
Oh, Danny, you spicy bitch.
Maybe now he's talking to prospect.
Ah, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Jonesy's up. That's how you know it's
Jonesy's
serious.
up. Yeah.
When Jonesy stands, he only does
no
that
reason.
for serious reasons.
Yeah.
All right, the Flyers are approaching the podium. They have a
Dan
jersey.
called us from the draft.
Dan called you from Vegas.
Yo.
Do you think your number
is the coolest guy ever?
Is Dan Hilferty's number is your number in his phone?
No. An intern called me and said I have Dan.
Kelly.
It was like the devil wears Prada.
Don't say that.
Oh, sorry. I mean, Dan calls me all the time. We're best friends. We're going to the shore next weekend.
They're making the pick.
Who you bringing up?
Who is you?
We have a special guest to make our
Who is it,
All right.
Dan?
Philly native and Hall of Fame boxing announcer, Michael Buffer.
Oh!
Is that the Let's Get Ready to Rumble?
Do
guy?
not say that!
Is that the Let's Get Ready to Rumble?
It is the guy who says that thing and owns it, and we are not imitating it. We are definitely not imitating. I had no idea Michael Buffer was from Philly.
Absolutely not ready to rumble.
I had no idea he was from Philly.
Say it.
Say the line!
Say it.
This year's season, playoffs, and the fantastic 7-game World Championship Stanley Cup Final was a magnificent display of the excitement and talent that
So this is Celine. Oh my God.
You know, it's an honor for me to be a part of this year's draft, and as a born and raised Philadelphia.
I had no idea.
Hey!
He said our city.
Next selection,
Say it.
my hometown, Philadelphia Flyers.
All right, that was badass.
Let's get ready to run.
Hey! He said it. He said it, not us.
He said it.
With the 13th pick in the first round, the city of brotherly love welcomes the Philadelphia Flyers selection, weighing in officially at 180.
Sir.
5'11", from the 12th Storm, he is Jett
Luchanko.
Luchanko.
What? They go way off the board.
Jett Luchanko.
Jett Luchanko is the selection here.
I was joking
Okay.
when I said it.
Jett Luchanko, one of the better names in this draft.
Jett Luchanko.
Ladies
and gentlemen.
From the Gulf Storm, and I am just a little thrown here. Was not expecting this. Really thought it was going to be Consta Hellenius.
Jett Luchanko.
We are
they
going
watched
to.
the show and they said we need to give Bill a jersey to buy.
I am going to read this straight from the Elite Prospects Draft Guide. It says, as soon as he steps on the ice, Luchanko increases the pace of the game twofold. 1 second, he's on the heel of an opponent carrying the puck in the neutral zone, and the next, he's piercing right through the opposing formation with the puck on his own stick.
That sounds good.
His speed makes him a retrieval and pressure machine.
Okay.
All right. This is not what we expected. We are a little thrown by this pick. Jett Luchanko, 5'11", 183 out of the OHL, a right-handed center. The things... I'm just really thrown here. I was positive it was going to be Consta Hellenius there.
If I would have bet my house on it.
It's a little surprising they didn't trade back further. It felt like he would be available later in this draft. But here he is now donning the jersey, putting on the hat.
The OHL's most sportsman-like player, born to be a Flyer, baby.
Jesus, I hate that. But we know that, and now Buffalo on the clock at number 14. We know that they want to play with pace. They want to get a lot faster. That is very much very much something. Oh, man, I am just really thrown here. This is surprising. I can't believe this, quite honestly. Everyone in Chickie seems a little thrown. Not quite sure. We got a super fast guy. We got a super fast guy, and his name is Jett. That's fun.
Jett. That's fun. He'll turn on the Jets, Bill.
We know John Tortorella wants this team to play with a lot more pace. They've worked on pushing the pace this year with the offense that they opened up, and now I suppose you have someone that you believe will play alongside Matvei Michkov and get this team through the neutral zone into the offensive zone and do it very quickly. The offense was based on breakaways, fast breaks this year. It was all about odd man rushes. It was a rush-based offense, and they have a legitimate speed weapon, I suppose, in Jett Luchanko. That's the thinking.
They needed a center. They got a center.
He is listed as a center now, as they have started to bump the music in here quite a bit after the Flyers make their selection at 13.
Winners. How am I going to do that with this music, Bill?
It's a great question.
I got to tell you, and maybe this is me being a total sicko, but I trust, like, if Danny Briere and Keith Jones and my best friend Dan Hilferty went up there.
Apparently have a whole bunch of super chats.
Oh shit!
I need to get to. So let's get to the super chats.
Let's see them.
Let's see here from Sherman M. William is awesome, or Dickinson because he played Bach.
Well.
Yeah. Well, we missed out on that. Sorry, Sherman. I wish we could have had Zeev, but not the case. From Go Away YouTube. Thank you. Moving to Baltimore right now, ready to invade the Capitals barn for a few years. Thanks for everything you guys do. Very much appreciate it. Yes, let's go Flyers. Appreciate it from Jacket T-Mac. We need the three amigos for our pick, Bill. The guys of the Fantastic Flyers content. Thank you very much. That is a reference to my overnight segments of the Big Daddy Graham Show, the Three Amigos, for a long time. Another one from Corey Ciata. Marty is the worst. He's definitely a terrorist.
Many people
I'm not going to say Marty Brodeur is a terrorist. I'm just saying
I don't know
if the two sides are good guy and terrorist, it's like he's probably closer to this side. So thanks for that. Again, Corey from Gary B. Kelly and Bill got my Michkov jersey today. Congratulations. And to everyone who maybe did not get their Michkov jersey.
There's a guy here in a Michkov jersey.
There's a guy here who made a Michkov jersey. It's the
Russian
front.
jersey
The
on the
front
back?
is a Flyers jersey, and the back is his
Russian
Sochi jersey.
It's sick.
and it's reversible. So he can have the Flyers on the back and rush on. It's wild. But, yeah, if you didn't get your jersey, maybe go to PHLYlocker.com, get a Michkov Mania shirt. They just dropped today. Plenty available still. I would do that if I was you. Oh, there it is, Gary B. Bill, I DM'd you a picture of my Michkov jersey. I will get that one. I will tweet that out, Gary. Another one from Go Away YouTube. JETT, Jett.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know if I want to steal from the Jets because that's a horrible organization, but it is fun to say. From our buddy K-Red, Pronman mocked Luchanko to the Flyers way back, said the Flyers like him. That was the first time I heard his name. He was big at the Combine. All right. So way to go, Corey Pronman. He usually has his finger on the pulse.
He knows stuff.
And that's it for the Super Chats. So I got to...
Ooh, Shady Rays.
It's time for a little bit of Future is Bright. Listen, man, we got Matvei Michkov. We got Jett Luchanko. Oliver Bonk is coming. There's still another pick to be made in this round, currently 32. When you have this much hope, the future can only be bright. And when the future is this bright, you need to get yourself a pair of Shady Rays. You got to get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures, or maybe if you have 2 huge studio lights on you. This is actually very nice wearing the polarized Shady Rays. It's making this a lot more easy. I've been a proponent of Shady Rays for a while now. They've been a sponsor since the very beginning, and the future is bright here at PHLY, and it is bright for our Flyers. Yay. With this Jett Luchanko. Jett Luchanko. I'm so thrown by this pick. But you got to get your Shady Rays, and you can do it exclusively for our listeners. Get them right now. Shady Rays is giving out the best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code PHLY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. You know, I'm a fan of the Shady Rays. I think you will be too. That's code PHLY at shadyrays.com. Future's bright, fam. I know we're all thrown by this pick a little bit. It's not quite what we thought was happening, but I believe in as Consta Helenius goes next to Buffalo at 14.
So he'll win a cup in 10 years when he's inevitably traded at the deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo. You know what? That makes me feel better about not getting Consta Helenius, the fact that Buffalo targeted him. But no, this is a surprise, man. I am trying to find Charlie's reaction to this. Here it is. Luchanko was my 20th ranked prospect. I like him a lot, but for me, I'd have taken Helenius there.
Yeah.
And we know Charlie wasn't 100% maybe on Helenius. He was more of a Catton guy, but obviously he goes earlier.
I'm very interested to hear what Charlie thinks.
I'm looking forward to having getting to talk to him maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have maybe a VOD or something to record tonight, so you get some sort of reaction from him. We can't get him on the show. It's madness in Vegas.
He's inside the ball.
He's in the sphere. We're remote. It's absolutely freaking madness. But we will get plenty of Charlie reactions over the next between now and Monday, quite honestly, when we're back for our regularly scheduled programming. But damn, you traded out of Zeev Boehm. Consta Helenius is there. Cole Eiserman's there. And you go a little bit off the board here with Jett Luchanko. Listen, I want to trust the Flyers scouts, especially the way last year's draft unfolded. Obviously, Michkov that's luck he falls, but, they didn't piss themselves when they got lucky. They did the thing and took the guy, and it pays off. He's coming. Oliver Bonk, we were all kind of like, on that. And then he has the year he had in the OHL. And Denver Parkey looks like he at least was underdrafted. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be a star or anything, but you have the kind of production he had, and looks like he could be something. And he got him, in the 3rd round? So that's pretty damn good. As
JP's going to hop in so I can do the raffle.
JP is going to hop in. JP's going to hop in as Kelly has to figure out this raffle situation now that the Flyers have made their first pick. We welcome the star of the Anthony Gargano Show, one of my co-hosts for the PHLY Flyers post games. It is JP Zapata.
What do we say?
JP, how are we feeling about this pick? A little bit off the board, little bit of a surprise. They trade down with a few of the guys that we've been talking about on the board: Zeev Buium, Konsta Helenius, Cole Yzerman, Trevor Connolly, all on the board. Okay, they trade down one spot. One of these players will still be there. And then they go with the player Charlie had ranked at 20, Jett Luchanko, with number 13. How you feeling, my friend?
Yeah, well, so it's funny because before I came on, I saw Charlie's tweet, and I saw, him saying that, he's a 20th ranked player, and I'm like, so what's the gist here? So obviously, like, we're trusting this process, right? Like, last year, you make the gamble, you draft Matvei Michkov because of the future, so I'm assuming that Danny and Co. like the upside with Jett, right? So it is an interesting pick, though, and this draft's been interesting because I didn't expect that there'd be a run on forwards in the beginning of it. So then the defenseman fell to where, we obviously need a 1D still, right?
That's the fact that Zeev Buium was still there and you traded down. Yeah, a third-round pick next year, cool, that's something. It's more ammo for if you're going to make some – but, like –
He's going hinky on this, huh?
Take the best player available.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm a little surprised here. And Danny Briere, to this point, hasn't done a ton that I've been like, ooh, I'm not sure. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like the job he's done as the GM in the first year that he's had the role. But this is definitely one of those, all right, man, you better know something we don't.
Right.
Look, I'm not saying I know. I have no fucking idea. I'm not a scout.
This is a crapshoot, guys.
This isn't like I'm not a scout. Maybe Danny Briere and the scout. Oh, man, yeah, this dude's going to be a star, and he's faster than everyone in the league. Awesome. They do need more speed. They want to be a faster team. Like I was saying to Kelly, Red Wings about to make the pick at 15. Shouts out their watch party. That's cool. But now they played a rush-based offense this year. The Flyers did. They opened it up. It was very much about fast breaks, breakaways, any sort of odd-man rush they could create.
Mm-hmm.
Jett Luchanko with his speed, I suppose, is the thinking there. He kind of fits with what we're trying to build, maybe.
Right.
He is a center. That does fill a need, but another undersized guy and maybe not huge offensive upside.
I'm just trying to understand, okay, so the Red Wings make their pick. Michael Brandzinigard, okay, from a Swede. The Red Wings do select here. I guess with this pick, Bill, the question is that, so what does Jett have that you liked that you didn't like in Helenius? Because they're very similar build. Maybe their game's just a tad bit different. But we always talk about, if you want that center, and obviously when you're picking 12 or 13th, it's tough to find that big bodied center that you would like in that mold. But just curious, what for them was the difference between Jett and Helenius?
I would assume the speed is the number one thing here. Is they're looking to play with that pace. I think Helenius more of the I'm not going to say slow, but deliberate, maybe slows it down kind of guy. The thing John Tortorella has tried to maybe work out a little bit of Morgan Frost's game and couldn't work out of Kevin Hayes' game. The rather than take it to the net, go as fast as you can, the cross the blue line, pull up, look for the play. Maybe that's it. I'm a little shocked.
There's been a lot of shocks in this draft.
I am surprised. We thought it was going to get a little complicated, and it started right away at pick number 3. And the Flyers trade down. That was surprising. I don't have a problem with the pick if the run happened that you thought was going to happen.
Right.
But more than Helenius, it's really trading down from Buium to take Jett Luchanko, who to me was in another tier from those other guys.
Right. So is this a guy that they targeted, or maybe because obviously you heard the rumors too, they were looking to trade up into the top 10. So was there a guy maybe at that 7, 8 or that lower tier of the top 10 maybe wasn't there, so they decided, all right, so now Jett's our next objective.
My guess is they were targeting Berkeley Catton and Sam Dickinson. That's my thought. I talked to Kelly about, obviously there's the London connection with Sam Dickinson and Berkeley Catton. Most productive player in this draft. You need the center. Maybe once those two were gone, it was like, all right, we have everyone else kind of rated the same, and we'll take the fast guy. I'm shocked here. I'm shocked.
Also shocking, like we thought that Catton and Yamachuk would be around the like the top, like the lower tiers of the teens, right? And both of them went 7 and 8. And I know you were big on Yamachuk. It's a little shocked that Ottawa went that route.
He was a riser. A lot of people had him moving up the board. His size and puck skill, people just fall in love with the measurables once you get to this time of year. I thought there was a better chance Yakimchuk goes early than Catton, but turns out both of them go well before 12, and maybe that was part of it too. Yakimchuk maybe was one of the serious targets for the Flyers, and once all three of those dudes were off the board, it was more like, all right, let's see if we can get some future assets. They trade down only one spot. I assume get a player they were targeting. Corey Pronman, as we saw in one of the Super Chats, had him mocked to the Flyers. They were big fans. So maybe this is just they got their guy. They had this player targeted, and we have to trust Danny at this point. I know a lot of people are disappointed with some of the players that came off the board early and some of the players who were still available when the Flyers picked, and none of them end up. And it's Jett Luchanko, who most people saw going later in this draft.
Yeah, and here we are, man. Here we are with this one. Are you shocked that Iginla went 6 to Utah? That one was
as Kelly and I were talking about it, it started to make a little bit more sense. One, he was another riser. People started to really fall in love with him the closer we got to the draft. And you're entering a new market. That's a name people know. Everyone knows Jerome Iginla. This is you got, and it's not like you reached on the guy.
Yeah.
He's a very good player, and you went and got yourself a player that immediately has name recognition with a market that hasn't had a hockey team until now.
That's right, man. And I mean, obviously, there are some nice young players that are going to come over from the Coyotes that I do like, but they could be building something, and maybe with the better ownership, Utah could be, hopefully building something, because you definitely want to see that new market kind of excel. But it was interesting, man. It's definitely interesting. New faces of the league, Bill. Here they are.
It's interesting how this has all happened. Now we have St. Louis on the clock, about 45 seconds before they make their pick. I would really like to see the Flyers try to get back into this first round now. They have that 32nd pick. They have an extra second-round pick either this year or next year from Columbus. They just banked that extra third-round pick next year. They have the ammunition it would take to get up back into this first round. I think if they wanted to, I would really like to see that happen, just because I think there's still some good players on the board.
Yeah. Regardless, I do love what Danny did, right? I don't know about Jett. We'll find out about Jett later on. We always talk about these drafts, right? And later on the line, maybe the 13th pick, who was the 20th best prospect, does turn out to be a really good player. But I do like he's still collecting these assets, because we still need to remember, we're all excited about Michkov. We were just, we were in the playoff picture on the last day of the season. But you still want to collect those assets, and I do love that Danny's still being aggressive in that aspect. And listen, his guy may have not been there in the top 10 or even at 12 when we were picking. So he said, hey, Minnesota wants this more than us. We'll step back and we'll take the extra pick if St. Louis is making their pick now.
And St. Louis appears to they have taken Adam Jiricek.
So we're done with the celebrity
I guess that's over with. St. Louis couldn't get anyone, so maybe. Who's their
St. Louis kid?
Who's their guy? The dude from Mad Men, I think, is a big fan. What's that?
Okay.
John Hamm, I think, is St. Louis.
He's a St. Louis guy?
I think they have a couple. I remember from when they were making their cup run, there's a few St. Louis fans. Look at RG Tree right here, man.
Dude, this guy. He's got a Bruce jersey on.
Yeah. That's Ryan Gilbert, original from Broad Street Hockey. He was back at Sons of Penn with me when we started that. So
okay.
Yeah, I've known Ryan a long time. It's RG Tree. That's what we call him.
Do you have the conversation about Bob with him too?
Oh yeah, we had we covered pretty much everything along those old days back in David Katai's dad's attic, where I just used to bring 3 beers and my vape, and we would do the podcast. It's come a long way. It's come a long way since then. And
Dude, look
again,
at this
shout
crowd,
out,
man.
shout out Chickies and Pete's.
Oh my God,
for hosting us. This crowd is absolutely incredible. The reaction for Gritty when he came in was phenomenal earlier. JP, it was a lot of fun.
Twitter loved the clip of you, Gritty making you chug the beer. By the way,
I said that, and I had to leave some, so I had it for my Coors Light read.
There you
is
go.
what I've been telling people. Vince left, didn't he? I wanted to tell Vince to grab me a beer before we got out of here.
Thanks, Coors Light.
Yeah, thank you. These have been sitting here. I'm not having. I want the mountains to be blue. Damn it! When I have my Coors Light.
Amen, brother. Amen.
So we're gonna wait on that. But
we got Kelly looking like a Fedotov over there.
Yeah, Kelly is
6'8" now.
Kelly is handling the. How about some of these auction items? Not auction items. The raffle items that we had.
Dude.
Some really great stuff. I mean, opening night tickets for what we hope is going to be Michkov's debut, a Michkov jersey when they're available. All the autographed pictures were so cool.
Dude.
The some sticks and mini helmets and pucks and stuff. Some of it came from the Flyers. Some of it's courtesy of PHLY. Everyone went all out for this, and it's a hell of a night, honestly, that we've had so far, and there's still half the first round to go.
Oh, my God, yeah. So people can't really see our production table here. Shouts out to Brenna as well. She's over here on the table. I was sitting next to her working on the social media stuff, so people were coming up. So I got the first glance of what people were thinking about. Bill, a lot of people want that Michkov jersey, man, when it comes out. I'm sure that bag was full, brother.
I bet you that was one of the top items.
Oh, yeah.
As much as, listen, these the big autograph pictures that we had.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Like whether it's like a great shot of Danny Briere, some current players, some old school players. Those were all awesome. Nothing beats a Michkov. Like, that's who wouldn't want that? He's our hope. He's our guy now.
Dude, like, I can't think of the last time I've been this excited for a single player. Like, even if it's a vet or a rookie player, like, I can't think of the last time.
And if you're that excited about him, maybe you're participating in Michkov Mania. Maybe it's running wild for you. Oh, thank you. I was just going to ask for another drink, and here comes Ava with some tequila for us.
Dude, I just met Ava. Dude,
Oh, you haven't met my wife before?
I just met her.
That's great.
And she met my fiance who's here in the building, too. Salute, brother.
JP, here's to yet another season.
Yes, sir. Let's go Flyers.
As we put down a couple of ice-cold tequila shots.
Dude, Ava's got good taste in tequila.
She's very particular with her tequila.
That was good.
That's
smooth.
It's perfect.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm good. No, I don't need to eat. We still have half the draft to go. I don't think I should eat on camera. No one wants to see that. Last time we were at a bar doing one of these, I ate wings, and it was a disaster.
Dude.
Thank God we waited till the end.
Every now and then I think about that moment, dude, because those wings were hot.
That was absolutely ridiculous, JP. But, yeah, how are you? Did I even get my Michkov plug-in? No. Michkov Mania running wild. Go to PHLYlocker.com. Be one of the first to get the brand new shirt. This was my idea. I want the credit for this, so we got to sell a ton of them. The Mad Russian thing, that was Charlie's idea. It was genius. This was Bill's idea. Get yourself one. Support me and my ego. As now, who's up? The Caps are on the clock, about 20 seconds.
The Caps.
Let's just pick 17. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're watching this at Chickie's, and their TVs are, yes, they have the regular cable feed for ESPN, but they're hooked up to run, like, Chickie's things.
They have their own network.
Like a Chickie's Flyers logo just shows. Oh my God, they just got the. But no, it was just the Chickie's feed.
Chickie's is tricking us out here.
Like the Caps are on the clock. All of a sudden, I saw a Flyers logo, and then it turned. It was. I was like, oh, okay. You got me good. You got me good, Pete. This has been a really fun night so far. But
dude, it has been.
We talked about this at the top of the show before you joined us.
Okay.
They bought out Cam Atkinson today.
Yes, they
Give
did.
themselves some wiggle room. He can now has the opportunity to continue his career elsewhere.
Yeah, man.
I think the smartest money would be on like a 1 year, $1 million deal in Columbus. He loves Columbus. San Jose was interested in trading for him. He had no interest in signing there. But I wonder how much opportunity exists for him. I do think Columbus probably the spot, but most importantly, they open up the roster spot and the cap space.
Yeah.
If nothing else, this guarantees every night Bobby Brink is in the lineup. And I think that's huge.
Man.
More than they just needed that roster spot.
Yeah, man.
They have certain players who are going to play in the top 9 that need that guaranteed ice time, and this at least creates that opportunity.
For sure, as Washington selects Tarek Parasek from Prince George there, and they make their move. No, but dude, with Cam Atkinson, like we talked about throughout the season, like, you know, it felt like he was wasting a roster spot. You know, we knew what he was, right? We wanted to see more from the young kids, and so now you do have that opportunity here. And you wish him nothing but the best. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. He comes in during the Chuck, like towards the tail end of the Chuck era, right? And so you're thinking that he's going to help you make that extra playoff push, and unfortunately it did not happen in that way. And then with Torts, obviously our direction was to go younger, to rebuild, so that kind of, you know, left him being like a veteran leader.
If they had him at a different, if the Flyers were in a different period of their franchise, or they had him a few years earlier, I think Philly would have loved Cam Atkinson. He was a lot of fun when he was really good.
Yeah, man.
And it was just like, yeah, it doesn't line up anymore. Even if, like, you'd probably be able to trade him now, but like, even if he keeps that scoring pace and scores 30 goals, like he had, 8 in the first 15 games or whatever it was, even if he's good this past season,
yeah, man,
you need to move on from him. Like, you're able to trade him, probably get some sort of return, but like, it still didn't make sense even if he could play. As there we go. One of my esteemed co-hosts, Frankie Barbado,
what's up, Frankie?
And his lovely fiance Allison join us at the party here at South Philly Chickies. It's been an awesome night.
Dude, you got a good.
They're
group of
married
friends,
when
man.
they didn't do it already. They eloped. I know because your brother listens and I get to screw with him now. Yeah. No, they're not married yet. It's a couple of weeks away.
Oh, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's fun getting to do stuff like this and have, you know, fans of the pod come out, your own friends, like the whole thing. It's a great night.
Can we talk about the wide range of jerseys here?
It's very much Dave Isaac Jersey Watch would be proud. The levels, the different eras represented.
So you have a guy out here. I know you saw him with the hat, the Michkov half Flyers half.
Yeah,
dude, he's
he
Colombian.
Made that himself. He's Colombian.
He is Colombian. He's giving me the scores of Colombia right now, and I was like, dude, I love you right now. You're a Flyers fan with this beautiful jersey. You're giving me Colombian scores, man. He was awesome, dude. We had so many great jerseys.
Chicago back on the clock at 18, about 2 minutes 20 seconds before they make their second selection of the first round. And now you just wonder where the Flyers go late in this first round. Obviously, they hold the final pick of the evening at 32. Thanks a lot, Bob. The Panthers, obviously, from the Giroux trade, they have this first-round pick. It's number 32 overall after the Panthers lifted the cup in Game 7. And you just wonder where they go now.
Looks like a lot of wingers and defensemen around that here.
Last year, we saw, take the big swing on Michkov and maybe a little bit of a safer pick in Oliver Bonk. They go forward, and a dude who might have been a little off the board at 13. I wonder what they do at 32 now. Sam O'Reilly is someone that has been talked about a lot. Dominic Badinka, a defenseman who might be available there. EJ Emery, I don't think has been taken yet.
No,
I probably should look up like an actual who has been taken so far. I was just like, we'll get on there and wing the thing. I did very little prep work for tonight, just in terms of having. I really just thought they were going to trade for the 4th pick, and that's all we'd be talking about.
Right.
Quite honestly, I don't know if I'm disappointed. It's hard to be disappointed when you know so little about the players.
Right.
Like that is what makes the NHL draft different from. That's my buddy Brian. Now he's He's a cameraman himself, and he's always it's an Emmy Award winner right there. No, it's hard to say like the NFL draft, we know the guys, through the draft process, and then we see them play on Saturdays. Like, we get to know these guys. We think we know. Like, doing the research, listening to Charlie, watching some highlight
YouTube,
videos.
baby.
Like, yeah, that's as far as most of us ever get with and then we fall in love with guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's got to be Berkeley Catton or else I'm going to quit being a fan. Like, if it's not Steve William, fire Dan. Like, and it's like, we have no idea. We simply just, it's hard to know. But when they go with someone, like, I'll just never forget, I guess it was 2019 when we were just so gung-ho on Cole Caulfield, and then it ends up being Cam York. It's like, 5 years later, it might have been the right pick. But that night, I think we were at Fieldhouse that night. People weren't happy.
Everybody won Cole.
People were not happy on that evening.
I bet, man.
And I don't know. It seems like Danny still has some more benefit of the doubt. People love it. I mean, there's a guy right in front of us in a Danny shirt. We're auctioning
so many jerseys, so many jerseys.
A lot of Danny fans in the room. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt more so than most because we all just love him.
Yeah, man.
But just like, I'm just feeling like I'm left wanting a little more, I guess.
I get it, dude. I mean, like, it's Jett Luchanko. I mean, it feels like, I don't want to go all the way back to 99 when we drafted McNabb or the whole city winner Ricky Williams, right?
We've been wrong plenty.
Yeah. And that actually worked out pretty well in our favor.
It was the exact, they took the best player.
Yes.
They got the best guy in that draft. Like, it was what it was. We have been wrong plenty. Like, that does happen. So Jett Luchanko might end up being like the second or third best player in this draft. It's possible.
Yeah, but the most important part too, Bill, like this is what we talked about last year, set in that culture. You saw guys develop under Torts and this coaching staff last year. I mean, we talked about, you just brought up Cam York. Dude, he took a big step last year. Travis Sanheim, I mean, he kind of solidified his role with this team. You'd like to see the development from Owen Tippett, Bobby Brink, and Tyson Forrester. So, like, if it was Jett, or if it I'm blanking on his name right now, or if it was Helenius, no matter who it was, like I just trust the development of what we're trying to do, and I think that whoever comes in as far as a prospect goes, dude, you're in a good situation. I think guys are going to develop, and we'll see if Jett's upside is legit.
We will. Both guys, and I did want to, neither undersized, like Jett Luchanko, you'd think. Maybe because his number one asset is speed, but 5'11", 187, and that's for teenager. You got to believe he's going to put on some muscle at some point. We got to
remember that too, right? Like these are
these are children.
Kids, yeah.
These are kids. like Jett Luchanko doesn't turn 18 till August 21st.
Wow, dude.
This is a kid who's a young senior in high school. Like if he was a regular guy, he'd be one of the youngest guys in his grade graduating high school.
Dude, where were you at 18 years old?
My God. What's today? June 28th?
Yeah.
So I had graduated high school. It's a Friday. It's after 9 o'clock. So shit-faced. like that is something we do after, like, this is a 17-year-old. We have no idea. It is so hard to just guess what these dudes are going to be.
You know what's even crazier? This dude was born in 2006.
06. Like, where was I in,
I just got done 6th grade, baby.
August 21 of 06 is his birthday. So that's the summer going into my senior year of high school. Like, that on his birthday, that's what I was doing.
Oh, man, dude. Those are
on his
funny,
birthday,
man.
That's how old I was. We are 17. We are the same age, basically.
Covered children now.
That's
awesome.
what it is, and I do think we always have to remember that. Like, not everyone develops at the same rate. Not everyone plays their best hockey at the same age.
Yeah,
like,
man.
He might at 24 years old be the best. Probably not better than Macklin celebrating. That would be shocking. But the air did come out of this room a little bit when it wasn't. With the trade down, people were disappointed. The Berkeley Catton selection is when the air really came out of the room.
We all
and
had our
I do
eyes on
think
them,
that's when that's probably about the time Danny was like, "Ooh, there's no difference between 12 and whatever I can get from someone looking to move up."
Yeah. So I guess what would be the next? I guess this is a question for Trouble. What would be the next steps for Jett here now?
You do wonder. He's not like small. That's always we were talking about Denver Barkey earlier. And it's like, yeah, he just can't play in the NHL because he looks like he's 14 years old. Like, He's not quite a man yet. 5'11", 187, there's plenty of dudes in the league at that size right now. Yeah. Like, in the current NHL where 220 is gigantic, like, this is a normal size for – this is probably the exact average size for an NHLer. I do wonder what his trajectory is in terms of being ready. We'll probably get some answers on that from Danny whenever Charlie and the media are able to meet with him after the draft. Maybe we'll have a little bit more on that tomorrow's show. We're going to be live from the studio for like 3.5 hours or something. We have a long show tomorrow, so if you're like, oh, the draft coverage, but there's more to come as we hit some more super chats here. Where were we? It's Kev A here. I feel like this pick was a stretch. They should have picked Zeev at 12. I feel Luchanko might have been there at 32. But I don't know about 32. I will say I would have taken Zeev at 12. Like, if it's that or Hellenius, whatever you do. You get the extra third-round pick trading down. Hellenius is still there. I probably would have done that. I think everyone kind of had Jett going in the 17 to 22 kind of range there. I don't know about 22, or I don't know about 32, but I do wonder if you could have traded 32 in Lawton to get back into the first round.
I'm curious too.
To get Jett Luchanko, but it's something we'll never know.
Well, Waltz's name was thrown out there a lot over the past couple of weeks, especially closer to draft time. You heard his name linked to Ottawa as well, so of course it didn't happen. Zeev was interesting because like a lot of people had him as a top 5 prospect, but like he's a little bit of a smaller defenseman now. Yeah. It's he just led Denver to a national championship, but I am a little concerned about this team's size. Like, just looking at what I think the depth chart could be in a couple of years, there's some smaller and less physical players on this team. I don't know if they have the element to play a 7-game series against a Florida Panther. Yeah. And then like Sealer, Risto, Zamola, who are like your big defensemen, you don't see them here for the next couple of years either.
I got to believe Risto's going to be traded at some point in the next 2 years. I'm really hoping.
As long as he stays healthy.
Yeah. Nick Sealer, I like a lot.
Right.
He's not exactly that young. I see him kind of as it's important to have him, I think, in the Flyers' mind for this time period to be another protector on the ice, a guy who sets the standard, just someone you look at and go, play that way.
Yes.
You know, like Cam York, like Charlie made this point a bunch, like every time, what defenseman are we talking about?
Cam York?
Every time Cam York saw, fucking goddamn it, why am I so blanking on the player we just talked about?
I thought it was Travis Anaheim? Sealer, Nick Sealer.
Nick Sealer. Jesus, that was very embarrassing. Every time Cam York saw Nick Sealer come back to the bench limping and the whole bench is banging their sticks for him, I think that resonates.
Yes.
Like, I think they go, whether it's subconscious or it's they make the effort, like all of a sudden Cam York was blocking a ton of shots. Like, added an element to his game that I think realized, like, I need to do this to take the next step. And I think it's important for Nick Sealer to be here for now, but, like, he ain't young. No. He's, like, 32 years old.
No.
Where's Nick Sealer? Nick Sealer, he just turned 31. Like, I can't imagine he's going to be a huge part of the future. Right. You know, there's a reason he got the contract he did, and it's to be the leader he is right now. But I'm hoping he's at best a third pair, maybe an extra dude by the time he's on the last year of this deal.
Yeah, dude, and you're hoping that you can find yourself a young Nick Sealer with some more skill, man. Because obviously, listen, the way he was blocking shots last year was absolutely ridiculous. But with that said, I mean, you can find a guy with more skill who can take those shots as well, man. As Vegas just selected Trevor Connolly.
Trevor Connolly comes off the board. One of the more controversial players. There's been some reports, maybe not the best teammate, maybe not the most agreeable of guys, but definitely a highly touted prospect. Cole Eiserman's still up there. Liam Greentree's still up there. Islanders,
dude, that's crazy.
Islanders on the board. Less than 3 minutes to go at number 20. We'll see what selection they are to make with still 12 picks to go until the Flyers round out this first round of the 2024 NHL Entry Draft. And while we have a minute here, 'cause it's probably going to take Lou 4.5 days to get up to the stage, you know, we have a TrueMark read to do, and you know, I tell people about the benefits all the time of joining a credit union like TrueMark Financial. I mean, you can get the better fees, more flexible options. Thanks a lot for coming, guys. Appreciate it. The more flexible options, everything. But JP, I think you have a story that will really resonate with people, and why they maybe should go with a as our guy with the Michkov jersey.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Why maybe a credit union like TrueMark is a better option than going with one of the bigger banks?
Yeah, like listen. So I've told my story before, and guys, just a word of advice. All right, I know finance can be a little scary, but you need every now and then, especially like I love, especially with TrueMark, they provide the mobile app. You know, all the digital tools that you would want, right? But always check on your bank statement, right? So one morning I wake up and I find out that my bank essentially got sold off. And like, dude, that's even more shocking than seeing Danny Briere trade down and taking Jett, right? So like, I find out my bank closes, it got bought by another bank, and I'm freaking out because, guys, I mean, we've seen what's going on in the news. Banks are closing down left and right. Now, luckily, full transparency, I don't have $20,000 in the bank account, hopefully soon enough. But, you know, my money was safe. But you guys want to make sure that you have a bank that is there for you. And, you know, we met with the people from TrueMark, and it just felt
tremendous people.
Yeah, I felt the family atmosphere, and they truly care about you, and that's what you really want from your bank. So, guys with TrueMark, you know, your money's going in the right place, and they're here for you, not trying to profit off of you. And that's why I always say TrueMark, guys, especially credit union in general, is definitely the way to go.
And switching from bank to credit union is super easy. You got to check out this ownership structure. Listen, banks, they're for-profit institutions owned by shareholders. They operate with the primary goal of generating profits for their shareholders. Credit unions, a little different. Credit unions are not-for-profit financial co-ops owned by their members. If you live or work in Bucks, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, or Philadelphia County, you're eligible to join, and member benefits include great rates, lower fees, and personalized service. You can get tremendous financial advice as well. Advisors provide personalized financial planning and expertise, and you can learn about goal setting for long-term financial security. It's just a more personalized experience than going into a corporate-owned bank. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender. For more information, visit TrueMark.com/PHLY. That's TRUMARK.com/PHLY. All right, the pick is in for the Islanders at number 20. We will see how this goes for them.
Dude, who's the guy with the 3 buttons? Looking like Nick Castellanos.
That's quite a chest he's got going.
I know,
right there.
dude.
That's a lot of skin.
VG on the Anthony Gargano show would not like this.
Oh, no.
He's not a neck guy.
He's anti-opening the buttons.
Anti all the way.
All right, so they are announcing the selection. Looks like one of their players. I have no freaking clue. He's gigantic. Oh, it's Anders Lee. Okay, their captain.
Dude.
And they take Cole Yzerman.
Dude.
Interesting. Cole Yzerman comes off the board at number 20, one of the more decorated goal scorers in this draft.
That shot was nasty.
Out of the National Team Development Program, Cole Yzerman to the Islanders, so yet another potential division rival for the Flyers to deal with in Yzerman.
Interesting prospect, right? Because like for a lot of the pre-draft stuff before the season started, a lot of people had him, but like close to the Macklin celebrating, like the second prospect, and he kind of fell.
He has really fallen over this season and then the draft process from a guy who was definitely thought of as one of the more highly touted prospects, and maybe we as just like Americans, we see him plays for the national team, but he was highly touted, and he started to drop once the draft process really got going, and now you see the Islanders get what should be a very, if nothing else, very talented goal scorer at number 20.
Yeah, I was definitely looking at him like a month ago at 12, because I listened, that shot I was ridiculous, and you know me, Bill. I'm thinking about that power play. Anything we can do to fix that power play, and that's a shot that I definitely like. But here he goes to a division rival, Long Island. So the Isles got their boy.
58 goals in 57 teams for the U.S. National U18 team. 25 goals in 24 games in the USHL. 9 goals in 7 games at the World Juniors for the 18s. So he can score. It would be very surprising if he doesn't score at the NHL level. There are some concerns about the rest of his game, but like I always say, that's someone else's job.
Yeah.
Like putting goals in the net, you can have the most well-rounded player, great defensively responsible, always in the right place. You can't win games 0-0.
Yeah.
You have to score, and he does that. Going to BU, he's a BU commit for his freshman year of college, Iserman. So he goes to the Islanders. I expected somebody to jump up and grab him before we got to the 20s.
Wow.
This
Dude,
is a little surprising.
Category he's with here.
These are the names he's ahead of. Will Smith, Patty Kane, Phil Kessel, Cole Caulfield. That is some really good company, just in terms of pure goal scoring production, and he's at the top.
That's a good pick for them. I'm not gonna lie here. That's definitely a good pick here. So according to Tankathon, right now the best available prospect, Liam Greentree.
Greentree, best available, according to Tankathon, with Montreal on the board for their second selection of the first round at 21. Wonder who they could go with.
Right. They picked Demidov.
They went with Demidov.
They learned their lesson a little bit from last year.
Maybe they go with a defenseman.
Makes sense for them.
Maybe would make a little sense. Kelly and I thought maybe they'd go D with their first selection, and they didn't. So maybe this is where they go here.
Are you shocked in a deep defensive draft that was like there was such a run
took a while for everyone to come off the board, because that was everyone said like that first defenseman's going to go, and then it's going to go bang. Like we see there's always that run on receivers we see in the NFL or something. But I think it took a little more time than everyone was expecting.
Like, did no one watch the Stanley Cup? Like, did you guys see how the Panthers build that team? And you guys want to go and take all these forward, but hey, do us all solid.
It's interesting you bring up the Panthers, because they don't have like that guy, but they have 3 guys playing 23 or more minutes a game, and no one more than 25 though. So it's a very deep blue line, and you think that's something maybe teams would want to replicate, because it's probably easier than going and finding yourself. Oh yeah, man, if you have a Cale Makar or a Quinn Hughes, like that's awesome. These are generational players. Like probably hard to come by. Having that just good deep blue line, maybe a bit more of a blueprint that teams would want to go with. As we get back to the super chats here, I see it's just the Adam S. Okay, from Adam S. Hey, Bill, hoping you're having a fun night. Let's all root for Jett and throw our support around him. Be safe, go Flyers. Steen Solberg at 32.
Solberg.
I could be down with that. It would be, I'm glad they didn't, you always get worried because it's the Flyers. It's going to be, oh, big physical, let's go get him. Like, okay, they didn't do that. They got the fast dude, so that's cool. But at 32, if Solberg's there, that would be fine. And that's everyone here a little disappointed maybe in the pick, because Catton comes off the board early, and we just probably familiarized ourselves with other guys. Yakimchuk comes off the board earlier, but Zeev William, he's available. Consta Helenius, these are guys we've familiarized ourselves with.
Yeah.
And then it seems a little off the board. But once tonight is over, I don't think anyone's rooting against Jett Luchanko.
No.
Like, people want to see that. Listen, I bring up the 2017 draft party. We were done by the time the show was done, but the party was still going on. When the Flyers trade Braden Shen, get back into the first round with the St. Louis pick. If you want to jump back in, you can, Kelly. Come on in.
Come on in.
Everyone is all about Eli Tolvanen. Bars chanting his name. NHL Network actually puts his name up on the board mistakenly. And then it's Morgan Frost. We're like, fucking who? A day later, everyone is a Morgan Frost fan.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about, no one supports Jett Luchanko. People will be very happy to see Jett Luchanko at development camp in a week or two. It's just a little surprising right now. It's your favorite player, Kelly?
I love Jett Luchanko. I've been talking about him for years. My favorite player in the draft. Love him.
That's great to hear. all the giveaways go? How are we doing?
It went really well.
People are still pumped?
People are excited. People won some really cool prizes. We gave away a Michkov jersey. We gave away opening night tickets. We gave away some really cool signed photos. A brick from the Spectrum.
The brick from the Spectrum was another really cool item.
The guy that won it was
sick.
really pumped about it too, so that's awesome.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's something you display like you have. It's really cool.
It's very cool.
That would be part of my background for remote shows if I had won that.
If I were going to steal one of the things that was on the table, I probably would have stolen it.
I'll take anything Spectrum.
They
Give me the freaking urinal. I'll take it.
You know
Montreal takes Michael Hayes at 21, so that puts Nashville on the clock at 22. Michael Hayes, another pretty... Man, it really feels like the Flyers went off the board here. All these guys I thought were ranked ahead of Jett Luchanko.
Ahead of Jett Luchanko.
Yeah, according to Tankathon, Michael Hayes, 18th prospect.
What do we think of Vegas taking Connolly?
Earlier than I expected, but Vegas is one of those teams that don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
No.
They've been through like they've been through 3 coaches and 2 GMs already?
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
No.
And listen, that's the way you got to be, I think, sometimes. And I don't want to defend saying really stupid shit because, like, who wants to be on that kid's... don't do that.
No.
Also, there is a possibility a teenager grows up.
Yes,
Like,
that is very true.
It's definitely possible. You can't blame everything on age because some people are assholes well into their 70s. It happens.
You know
There's
better.
a lot of people who are assholes, and this day and age, you know not to say slurs. Like, they teach you that pretty early.
Pretty early.
You have
know
the
not to
internet,
say
right?
slurs,
Like, you have the internet. It's bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes people learn from their mistakes.
Yes.
Not all the time,
It remains to be
but
seen.
sometimes it can happen.
Maybe he will.
I'm glad the Flyers didn't draft him.
Me too.
Like, I would take Jett Luchanko over Trevor Connolly.
A bold statement.
I'm just like, I'd rather not have that guy.
Yeah, no, I don't want
like,
that
I
guy.
don't want to deal with that shit.
Nah.
It's not part of, like, I got to do this every day, and then that's part of the conversation.
I'd rather
that's
not.
annoying.
Yeah.
More than, like, there are more victims in this than me, but I live a self-centered life. I am
All right.
heliocentric.
All right, so according to Charlie O'Connor,
Okay.
Luchanko says his cousins are from Kennett Square.
Oh, from here. He's from here.
God damn it, I'd rather not know that.
He hasn't truly been to Philadelphia, but he's driven through it. These cousins are here at the draft. They're especially pumped.
Through it. Do you think they're mushroom farmers?
Dude, I found out about
so.
that. That's
Yo,
so funny.
Jett, what up? I'm getting your jersey, kid. Hook it up, my friend.
That's good to know.
We're
Got some Philly ties.
We're a Denver-based company. I'm allowed to say mushrooms are good.
Mushrooms are being
All right.
shown to be very helpful for a lot of people.
I forget now what I wanted to ask Kelly. What's the vibe right now? You were just out amongst the people. It feels like the air kind of got let out of the room a little with the Berkeley Catton selection.
Yeah.
But then we were back up. And they just didn't take the guy. How are people feeling right now?
So I was just walking back from the ladies, and a gentleman stopped me back there in the other room, and he said, Kelly, talk me into this pick. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're asking the wrong person. I don't know anything. But also, everyone was upset about the Bonk pick, right? Like, nobody liked the Bonk pick. People were pissed about it, and clearly Danny Briere and his people knew something that we didn't.
That one was
or
also...
they just got really lucky. Either way.
Maybe they also sold the Bonk pick to us as like, it's a little bit of a safer pick. We don't know about the offensive upside, and then he's fucking playing the bumper on the power play, scoring more than the forward we got from the same team.
So, like, also, he's I think he's a year younger than most of the kids in this draft. So he's got a little bit more time to work on some shit. I like that he's really fast because if nothing else, like, I want to see the Flyers playing the kind of hockey that you see in the playoffs, right? That fast as fuck transition game. And you need a guy with speed to do that. Like, you need fast guys.
It very much, there is...
Speed kills.
A lot of people have wanted...
Can't teach speed.
A lot of people have wanted this team to transition. Just be fast.
Yeah, be fast.
The thing we've never had is a fast team. Like, they've always kind of been a certain way.
No.
This is different.
Yeah.
And it does. When the scouting report I read straight from Elite Prospects was like, he immediately raises the pace of your team.
I like that.
John Tortorella wants his team to play with pace. They got a guy who does that and then some.
If I can gauge your interest, you like Nick Suzuki.
I do be liking Nick Suzuki.
So Luchanko compared himself to Nick Suzuki according to our own Charlie O'Connor.
All right.
Okay. I mean, he's a damn good player.
I was going to say, there are, worse things.
All right.
I don't know. I just watch every team in the playoffs, and they're just so fast.
The game moves so fast, and they don't seem behind.
Right. I want the Flyers to be that kind of team. And maybe this is a step in the right direction. We'll see.
I hope that is the case. I said, in 2017, the whole place, everyone, when the Flyers trade back in for the pick that became Morgan Frost, place wants Eli Tolvanen.
We're chanting.
They're chanting his name.
A bunch of nutcases.
And the next day, there wasn't anyone who was like, no, everyone loved Morgan Frost the next day.
Exactly.
It's just I think it was a little bit more shock for everyone. We familiarize ourselves with certain guys, and then it's not one of those guys, like Cole Caulfield and Cam York. Looking back, it's at least close.
It's
if
at least
not,
even.
It might be the right pick. If not, it's close.
Yeah.
All right, the Nashville selection at 22 is in, so 10 more picks before the Flyers close out the first round, barring a trade.
Look at Trotz.
I absolutely love Barry Trotz's perfectly round head.
I hope that's
what a beauty.
If I were to lose my hair, which I hope I never do.
Never going to happen.
I would want to look like Barry Trotz.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the goatee.
It works for him.
You got to keep the lettuce, man. It's your go-to.
I say all the time, I got some friends here, Brian, Frank, Mike, they're getting a little thin up top. I do this for the ones who can't.
That's right. That's right.
By the way, Kelly, we got the stashes going over here.
I'll throw mine out. Just to fit in.
It's stash season, man.
It is stash season.
People, you go down the shore, you got to have the stash going.
The youths are really into the mustaches right now, I've noticed.
I got to tell you, not everyone can do it.
No, it doesn't work on everybody.
JP, excellent.
It works on JP.
You have the good buzz cut stash.
It works
you got
on
the little patch. You have your own look for it. There's just a lot of stashes out there. I believe I don't look like a total creep with it.
Oh, no, it's good for you.
But there's a lot of dudes.
When you shave, I'm distressed.
You're looking like a total creep with that thing sometimes.
I'm like, wait, Bill's face is clean.
I gotta have some sort of. I gotta have some sort of facial hair.
Yeah,
My face looks odd without it now.
It works for you.
Well, Andrew Frazier, our producer at the Andy Gargano show. So Cuz wants him to do the handlebars on the end of his stash.
Andrew.
Which one's he?
Andrew, when we
the tall one with the stash.
Oh, okay, that guy.
When we started, I gotta learn everyone's name. I'm horrible with names.
I'm bad with
names. And I physical feature about every person. Great, the one with the stash. And then he shaved it a month in. I was like, no, I'm not there yet, man. You need
to keep it, dude.
You needed another month.
Too early in the relationship.
Yeah.
All right, Igor Sarin goes to Nashville at 22. Center out of, look at that, a Russian kid.
Dude, it's huge. Why does Nashville always just get, huge freaking players?
They like big boys down there.
Yeah, they do.
25 points? 23 points in the Russian junior playoffs. That's not bad. Pretty good production for this kid. Nashville, they love their big guys.
They do.
It's
so physical.
They got to be Smashville. It's very much part of who they are.
It is their thing.
And that's the one thing too. With the Flyers, it seems like we're getting a lot of guys with skill, which is great. You need that, right? But eventually, I wonder how they're going to find the physical guys on this team in the blue line and the forwards.
It is funny. We had that a super chat the other day asking who's gonna be our tough guy, who's gonna be the Wayne Simmons. They want skilled but also a badass, and we put it up as a separate clip on YouTube, and you can tell the people who didn't listen to it and just saw the headline who's the fit as a real Broad Street bully or something, and be like, that era is over, get over it. Someone asked.
Live in the now.
Someone asked.
I
Calm down.
Well, I mean, listen, you gotta in today's NHL, you have to play a little bit like the bullies. That's a little bit.
You gotta be mean.
Yeah.
Like, the
Listen to
playoffs
me.
are still the playoffs.
Yeah, dude.
The bullies were skilled as fuck.
Yes, they were.
That's
what we're gonna do.
This is the
forgets
thing
that.
we always forget
No
about.
one ever points out.
Bobby Clark, and everyone knows Bob Clark, the GM, I have my serious problems with. Bobby Clark, 3 MVPs in a row?
Yeah.
The guy is one of the best players to ever lace them up. Like, maybe one of the most underrated players by today's standards. Like, he's a Hall of Famer by a lot. The best player on a team that went to 3 straight cups and won 2 of them. Bill Barber is in the Hall of Fame and scored 420 nice fucking goals. 420! That's a whole shitload of goals.
That's a lot of goals, folks.
Reggie Lee should probably, set the record for goals in a single playoff before Connor McDavid, the only skater to ever win Conn Smythe losing.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great fucking team.
Yeah, you brought that up on Wednesday, man, about him in the Hall of Fame.
Not to mention,
they're not just
one of the
doing
best
stuff.
goalies ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of players.
But also,
they won those games too. If you're just taking penalties, there's a good chance you lose.
Probably.
We saw
Especially, with this version of the Flyers, maybe that's the strategy that we work towards.
By the way, speaking of goalies, we had a Sam Ersson jersey in this crowd.
I just talked to someone online who bought an Ersson jersey. I wonder if it was him.
Maybe.
JP, did you know Michael Buffer was from Philly?
I did not know that, but it makes so much sense now.
If I say the thing, will we get sued? Is that how this works?
I think if we say it's his, you can't say it like him. And you can't say things that are similar to it. Like, if you, something that rhymes, people have been sued for that.
Like, let's get ready to jumble?
Yeah,
That's
that's bad.
wild.
You can't say that.
That dude's got that shit locked down.
Oh, they have a program that just he might make more money off that than he did doing shit like tonight.
Probably.
The Buffers have that on lockdown.
Good for them.
You have to pay them for their phrase.
Did you like it, Bill?
I thought it was cool. It was different.
Yeah.
But I just got a tweet
Unexpected.
from the Heavy Edit podcast. One of the best hype men / announcers ever fills that crowd with excitement and then lets out an incredibly weak fart, no notes, an absolute masterclass in disappointment.
So,
it was yo, we got Michael Butler. They're doing something. And then it's the dude we don't know about.
So wait a minute. Do you really think anyone, was everyone super excited about Constellaneous? Because even Charlie was
He was okay, if he's there and those guys aren't cool.
So, are we
maybe
upset, or is it wait, we expected something to happen and
we
the
expected something
thing didn't happen?
Honestly, I think the excitement of the idea of they're going to get 4. They're going to get 7.
Yeah.
And then Zeev is there.
Oh, the Leafs traded the 23rd picks to the Ducks.
The Ducks getting back in.
So
Okay.
Anaheim sends 31-50 to Toronto for 23.
Okay.
So if the Flyers wanted to get back in, having 32 and 51, you could do it right now. They have the ammo if they want to, if they think it's worth it. They also, I really would love to know if they know they have the 36th pick or not.
Because we don't find that out.
They said they hoped there would be a heads up, but
That's
have
wild.
Columbus has until 1 hour after the end of the first round.
That's insane that's the way that goes.
Yeah.
What a
My guess is they keep it just because next year you got to hope you're better. 36, you have the 4th pick of the second round.
Yeah.
You
guess you gotta think you're better, yeah.
But also,
there's a weak draft.
They've been thinking that for a while.
That's true. So is there anybody that's Charlie telling us that we should like at 32?
Charlie's telling us
quiet
anything
right now.
Who am I supposed to be rooting for? Hasn't tweeted in 20 minutes. What's he doing out there, JP?
He's getting that dirt. He's getting that info.
He's on the phone.
And maybe he's working on something.
Working the BlackBerry.
It would be nice. Yeah, I'm ordering beers right now. We're in the 20s. The goddamn Ducks are back up. Everyone here hates the Ducks.
Yeah, screw them.
And
they brought back the Mighty Duck logo, which pisses me off because I love that logo, man. But now we have to hate the Ducks.
Absolutely, we do. So Toronto got 31 and 58.
Yep.
Anaheim gets 23 in this trade.
Where are they going? Where'd they go? Did they go forward earlier? What did they do? They went, winger. Oh, yeah, that's when they freaking reached for Beckett.
Oh, they went Beckett Seneca, right.
Yeah, so maybe defenseman here?
All right, we got some Coors Lights.
Oh, dude.
We got some Coors Lights.
God.
And,
thank you so much.
The Ducks pick at 23 is in. Thank you very much. Shout out Coors Light. Choose
Thank
Jill.
you, Coors.
All right, who the Ducks taking now?
So
maybe they're trading Cutter Gauthier.
He doesn't want to play for the Ducks.
Yeah, you know what? I just don't like hockey that much. He's try basketball.
He's an expensive.
Underwhelming winger, William Gauthier.
That's the fact that they went forward early makes me think maybe they don't love him as much as they thought. Stian Solberg.
Wow.
A lot of people were thinking maybe he'd be there 32 for the Flyers.
Dude.
One of the bigger defense was Norway. That's just awesome. The Norwegian.
Did you guys talk about Jett at the Combine?
We did not. Just that we know he opened eyes at the Like, he is
so
incredibly fast.
The 30-meter forward skate, he was 4th fastest. And the 30-meter forward skate with the puck, he was the 3rd fastest. And he's, again, a year younger than most of these guys.
He doesn't turn 18 until August. He is a young dude. I want to see him. I'm looking forward to seeing Jett Luchanko. It was just surprising.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't know. Everyone seemed to have a couple other guys ranked a few spots higher. You would think that's a considerable amount more than Jett Luchanko. I'm not disappointed about Hellenius. It's really that Zeev was there at 12, and you're like, nah.
Yeah.
That's really it. But as JP pointed out, not the biggest guy.
No.
They do already have a Jamie Drysdale.
They have a small.
Yeah,
you have a Cam York who isn't the biggest. While Travis Sanheim is tall, I don't think anyone's confusing him with Chris Pronger in terms of physicality.
Large. No,
is that a vote of confidence on Drysdale? The fact that they didn't go on another small defenseman?
I think they're extremely confident in Drysdale.
Listen, I'm still on that bandwagon.
For him to have been the target, listen, everyone, I've said, I like Jamie Drysdale's upside offensively. I wonder what he's going to be in terms of, can he be a 25-minute a night in the playoff defenseman? I don't know.
Can he stay healthy in general?
Can he stay healthy, first of all? That's a huge one. But they did target him. There were several teams involved, and then when it got down to it, it was like, the Ducks have a ton of defensemen.
Yeah.
They wanted this one. They wanted this one from this team. So, Danny, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to because he hasn't given me reason not to yet.
Right.
We'll see how the Jamie Drysdale thing turns out. We will see how Jett Luchanko turns out.
Yep.
But thus far, shit, man. Oliver Bach. Oh, it's a safe one. Don't know about his offensive upside. And I don't know how that offense is going to translate to the NHL.
What do we got?
Trade.
Flyers trade back in. No, I'm just kidding. Utah's moving up in exchange of picks with Colorado.
Okay. Wow. Division rivals.
Yes, sir.
Local rivals.
Utah gets
geographic rivals.
Wow, yeah. Interesting.
For what?
Okay. Come on, Elliot.
Teams want 2025 picks.
It's interesting, isn't it?
All right. Do we have the...
Let's see if Frank's got
the actual details here on this thing? So, no, nothing from Frank yet. We'll check Elliot, but Utah is on the clock at 24. They acquired the Avalanche pick. Surprising trade partners there. It seems as if teams are really valuing next year's picks. The Flyers traded back the one spot. They get the third next year.
Yeah.
We've heard that next year's draft overall is stronger. Perhaps this is a strategy for several teams to try to get in here.
Also, I just like Danny loading up on assets because he seems to know what to do with them.
Yeah.
All right, so Utah acquires pick number 24 from the Avs for pick 38 in the second round, number 71 in the third round, and a 2025 second next year. It's the Rangers pick.
Oh, wow.
Curious.
All right, so Utah on the clock. They have about 2 minutes to make selection 24. Then Boston, then LA will be up. Hinkle, we saw a strategy last year where they went a little off the board. No, they took a big swing at 7 with Michkov. Not off the board. He probably should have gone earlier. But it was a risk, some thought. You take a big swing, and then we were told Bonk was a safer pick in the 20s.
Yeah.
Do you expect a similar strategy here with, all right, Jett Luchanko, ton of speed. I don't know if everyone had him ranked where he got taken. Maybe they go more chalk at 32?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting because, I mean, like, was Michkov a swing? In some ways, sure. But also, the chalk pick at 7. Like, he got all the way down to 7. Of course you're taking him.
Yeah. The upside was there.
I don't really know if that was, like, a bold move for them. It was more, like, lucky that everyone else was dumb and then being smart enough not to be as dumb as they were, which is good. I would kind of like them to see, I would like to see them maybe do something a little swingy with 32 because, as we've heard 1,000 times, this draft is not super deep. We get all the way to 32. I think whatever's left is a straight lottery pick, so why not just pick something crazy?
So,
like some kid that you think can do something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So Charlie's got his remaining big board left for 32, his top 5. Liam Greenstreet, Nikita Artymonov, Teddy Stiga.
Teddy Stiga is somebody I know Charlie really likes.
Yeah.
22nd overall prospect for him. Igor Chernyshov. These are all going to be fun to learn. Cole Bedoyan. Boydoyan.
We're professionals.
25th overall in his book, in his board.
Yeah, there's on the ESPN draft tracker.
Yeah.
They're keeping track of all the traded picks, and they have the Flyers at 32. I always forget Rubtsov and Bunneman were part of the Drew trade.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God, they were.
Well, here's Charlie's 5th prospect.
Okay, so we don't have to learn how to say his name.
All right,
Good noise for all of us.
I hope it's a Liam Greentree or something that I know how to say. Honestly, that's easiest for everybody here.
Where's John Mustard? What do we take him?
John Mustard. You know, he could go in the first round.
All right.
Honestly, 32, John Mustard, make it happen. I would really like to see that happen. Number 1 on my big board of names.
Exactly.
It's hard to beat a Mustard. Tremendous hot dog topping.
It's an outstanding condiment.
If they get Jett and his best attribute is speed and Mustard, and it's like, yeah, he shoots really hard. Danny, he's just doing the most obvious thing. And that's smart, I gotta say.
So
these guys' names describe who they are.
So just looking back at Danny's draft here tonight, so Charlie tweeted out an hour ago that the Flyers really like Caden. So my thinking is that once Caden went, the Flyers then started looking at Jett, and then Minnesota is like trying to trade up, and that's when they traded back. And so because they must have thought that Jett was their next best prospect available.
I think because Danny. Whenever he spoke, when his press availability last week, I think it was last Thursday, he kind of looked at this draft the way a lot of us do, where it was like, yeah, there's a tier, and then that next tier, all these prospects grade the same.
Yeah.
So maybe if he had Zeev in that tier, it was like, yeah, I'll take a third-round pick to take a guy I think who's got just as much of a chance as hitting as that guy.
And honestly, there's got to be a reason why Zeev fell, right?
It is surprising
that they're seeing.
When everyone was like, oh yeah, top 5 maybe, top 10 for sure, and then he's there at 12.
Right.
I realize that doesn't sound like a ton, but in a draft where there's no stars outside of Celebrini, there's no one who's that guy, you would think, especially considering maybe college players teams are starting to get a little weary.
I had enough of their bullshit. My only anti-labor stance has to do with American college hockey players.
I'm starting to turn against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you belong to me. If my team picks you, you are mine.
I'll tell you, I do think it is going to start getting a little complicated in years to come when they do have that transfer agreement with the CHL. It sounds like now, once you age out of the CHL, you're going to be eligible to go to the NCAA. And then, I don't know how long kids are going to wait to get paid.
Yeah,
they still, okay, I guarantee the, NIL deals for hockey are not what they are for the fucking NFL, for college football. Maybe they just don't want to, but there is going to be that concern, are they just going to go to college for 2 years?
Yeah.
And then they're free agents?
Do wherever they want. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the draft ever just goes away?
Oh, dude, I hope not.
I love it because it's a money-making event and it's fun.
Yeah,
but I get why it's everyone else gets to pick where they work.
We look forward to this, man.
Every other sport has a draft, right?
Yeah.
No.
And obviously, everyone who bets, people are betting on this, I'm sure, right now.
It's a money-making event in so many ways. But, I can see a court case be overturning, the legality of drafts one day.
Maybe. You would have to have a PA that gave a shit.
You would.
So what?
And there's one thing all players' associations have in common. They don't give a shit until you're paying dues.
That is correct.
And that is not players who are being drafted.
What do we do? The soccer hour around academies now?
Yeah. It's
Philadelphia Academy. Yeah. Bring them up to the Flyers.
Just start bringing up Snyder kids. Left and right.
Go.
Listen, they'll at least have a head start.
Yeah.
Very, very true here. We got we got Boston on the clock.
So Boston is on the clock at 25. We still have a little bit of time until the Flyers pick at 32.
By the way, can I say, the Sphere is freaking cool, man.
It's very cool.
This is so cool.
I feel like it would make me throw up if I were in there. Did you ever go to the Franklin Institute and watch
the
a movie?
IMAX, yeah.
It makes me a little bit like I'm going to park.
I saw Inception there, and
I saw Dark Knight
Inception there too.
I wonder if we were there together.
Maybe.
I saw Dark Knight there. That was intense.
They closed that, didn't they?
Do they really?
Yeah, it's like something else now.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. There's so few IMAXs. The last IMAX I went to was at the Tropicana in AC.
Why?
I went down for that.
Is it a lot of money to maintain?
I think it's a ton, and it's at the Franklin Institute.
We can't have nice things anywhere.
So they say.
All right, well, Boston on the clock. They're going to be
sleeping over
They're going to be making their pick
I'm a sleepyhead too.
in about 20 seconds. We'll tell you who that is, but first, now seems like the best possible time to tell you about our friends over at Olipop. Olipop is the world's first functional soda with a classic soda taste and the benefits of plant-based fiber, prebiotics, and other botanical ingredients to support gut health. Olipop is a new kind of soda with only 2 to 5 grams of sugar and 9 grams of fiber in every can. 2 out of 3 Americans say they suffer from digestive issues, and 95% of Americans don't get the daily recommended amount of fiber. Olipop is tackling both these issues with a drink that tastes just like soda. Prebiotic fiber is the food source for the beneficial probiotic bacteria in your gut, and Olipop has 9 grams of prebiotic fiber in every can to support your digestive health. And when you have a gut like mine, you gotta keep it healthy. Olipop is available online and in almost 30,000 retailers nationwide, including the most recent launch at all Wawa stores. Now you can get your Hoagie Fest, you can get your bag of chips, and you can get a delicious soda that won't kill you. That's right, you can get them at Wawa in the 2 flavors that they've debuted at Wawa, the classic root beer, the only root beer I've ever drank that I've liked, as well as the strawberry vanilla. You've heard me say it. Mix that strawberry vanilla with some tequila, and you have yourself an excellent summer drink. And right now, you can use the code PHLY20 for 20% off your next order of Olipop. Discount only applies to one-time orders at drinkolipop.com, not to subscription orders. Olipop sold online, drinkolipop.com, as well as Amazon, and in 30,000 retailers nationwide, including Wawa, Target, Sprouts, Wegmans, ShopRite, and GoPuff. Me personally, I'd go to drinkolipop.com. Use that PHLY20 promo code, get my 20% off. That's just me. Maybe you're more of a Wawa guy. You can get it there as well.
Let's see how the Bruins
All
are
right,
going to blow.
Bruins at 25. We will see how this goes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The crowd has now thinned out to the people who just are yelling.
Yes.
Yeah. The sickos that care about the 32nd overall pick.
If they trade this pick, I'm quitting. No, I'm not. I'm never quitting this job.
We stay here all night, and they're like, we're just gonna pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thanks, everyone.
Dean Letourneau from St. Andrews College. That's a real place. At 25, now LA, and then Carolina, 26 and 27.
We get to see Dr. T!
Dr. T making his first pick as the general manager
That
in
is
just
sick.
a few minutes. Broad Street Hockey's
love that
own,
dude.
Dr. T.
An alum.
Is he still in?
BSH
Is he
alum.
still in Slack? Do you think?
He's not still in the Slack. He periodically DMs me to make fun of my tweets.
Okay,
That's all.
that's fine.
funny.
Can you pressure him to just like make us a trade or two?
I could try.
He's like, yeah. What do you want? We got Tony D'Angelo. What will you give us for Tony?
How was your weekend?
A bag of pucks. 6? Wow, 6,
He just
7,
asked
18
for Massimo
years
Rizzo
old.
back.
Oh my God.
I said that Micah was the smartest person on Twitter, and then he DM'd me, and he was like, what the fuck? I'm like, sorry.
Oh my
I lived
God.
in his basement. He gets extra points.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So Letourneau makes his way up, and now LA is on the clock at, what is this,
LA.
26.
How about the Kings bringing back the 90s uniforms?
Everyone
Why?
loves tacos and I'm doing a letter.
Letterkenny bit, yeah. Why isn't the logo bigger?
Good point.
Like, I like the big stripe at the bottom. It appears to be bigger than the logo.
I can only have one answer for that, Bill.
Fanatics.
There you go.
I just like, it's almost a really good jersey. It's so close to being really good. It's just a little wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't look centered. Honestly, in the thing they put out on Twitter, the ad is centered. The C doesn't look like it's in the right place, and the logo doesn't look like it's right.
I need to see it.
Yeah, good. I know that people who are watching are like, you're talking about something we can't see. I'm sorry about that.
Deal with it.
This looks better without
Look at
the
Drew
ad.
Doughty. What a beauty.
I can't believe he's still playing.
And he's like awesome. Yeah,
This
the
Echo
ones
guitars.
without the ad in the other corner look better.
I don't know.
Maybe
That
it was just
stripe
too
is
busy.
big. Why is that stripe so big?
The stripe is gigantic.
That's weird. I don't like it.
I like it. I just want the logo to be bigger. That's all.
Yeah, dude. See, like, I hate that both LA teams have these sick uniforms. I guess it's a little similar.
It's basically the same, yeah.
Yeah. Just that Fanatics touch that we don't like.
All right, about 2:40 left until the Kings make their pick at 26. Still got some time before the Flyers at 32. How are we feeling just about what we're going to be seeing on the ice at, like, Dev Camp? Like, do you think there's a chance they surprise us with Michkov?
I don't think so.
So, from my understanding with these type of situations, when it comes to visas, work visas, it can take up to 2 months. Now, Michkov's obviously a high profile. I mean, at this point, he's a high profile. Oh my God, what do you got
I
here?
forgot that I had these autographed Keith Jones cards
No,
in
you
my
do
shirt
not.
pocket.
I
you-
need one.
Absolutely. There's no Flyers. I think these ones are all Capitals cards.
Dude, but still. Yo, oh my God.
Yeah.
Jones, I wish I could
My
just-
house was filled with the. Yeah.
People can't really see
I
that
forgot.
one.
I was going to give a bunch away tonight, and then Ava told me she actually needed some of them. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Nah, they're for us.
bring the ones you don't need, and I'll just leave them on the table, see what happens.
Young Jonesy.
Yeah. We're in this area here at Chickie's, the back bar at Bookbinders, where they have so many pictures of people who've come into the bar and everything.
Dude.
But there's one of a young Jonesy over there, like when he first started
Where? Which
broadcasting.
direction?
I
That
believe
way?
it's right on that wall.
Okay.
And it's fucking hilarious. Like, he's just this, like, fat-faced kid. He just got into probably just career ended. It's so funny.
Another man that has got exponentially more handsome with age.
Yeah.
Look how goofy he looked back then.
Just, I think Cole
They're
Hamels.
infuriating.
Cole Hamels is better looking now than when he was married to a
Yes.
playmate.
Yes.
Like,
He did look good, man. When we did the retirement, man, he looked good.
when I was in London, he was at the one party we were at, and my buddy just goes up to him and goes, "My God, you're more handsome in person." He goes, you know. He's like, he knows. He fucking knows.
Oh, yeah. They always know.
Kelly, some people age like shit, and some people age great.
I know, JP.
I age great. I'm just kidding.
So I'm just keeping my hair long and like having facial hair so no one can see what I look like.
I like Ryder Ritchie because I like his name.
He almost made the list.
It's a good name.
But there's a Desjardins in this draft. Not related.
No.
But I wanted to point it out, so I had to put him on the list, obviously.
I like an alliteration.
Yes. We had a bunch of them last year.
Yeah.
What was last year the alliteration draft?
Like I get a kick out of like Ricard Raquel. That's a good one.
There's also there's a Miguel Marquez, I think, in this draft.
That sounds like someone from The Princess Bride.
I'm intrigued.
I love a good hockey name.
Wow.
Yeah, let me see.
In the other sports, are people like, oh man, what a great baseball name? Is that a thing? Is it just us?
I think it's just us.
All right.
It was the 2019 draft because that was, not that long ago.
Oh, right.
5 years. Bobby Brink,
yes.
Mason Millman,
Pick us in.
Roddy Ross, and Bryce Brzezinski.
Roddy Ross.
All right, LA making the pick.
They
Love
get that
making
nice jersey.
draft picks and
Liam
Greentree.
Damn, the dream is dead.
Damn it.
Screw you.
Honestly,
LA.
I do have. I have an issue with people named Liam.
It's an annoying name.
It's like Topher.
Yeah.
Just be Bill.
Exactly.
I had a friend's dad who his name was William. We were both Bill.
Yeah.
And at some point he had like a midlife crisis and got super into Ireland for some reason and legally changed his name to Liam.
That's wild.
I was like, your name's already fucking William. It's in it. Just tell people to call you Liam.
Yes. It's right there.
I think he listens. I think he listens, so he's gonna know I'm talking about his dad. But he's got to believe it's ridiculous too. So
It is.
yeah.
You're allowed to point things out that are true.
Yeah, come on. Just be Bill.
Just be Bill.
It's a better name.
Be normal.
2-syllable first name.
Come on.
You two might be the only people in my life I call by 2 syllables. I call you Hanks a lot, though.
Yeah.
So JP, it's 2 letters. You have to say
It's easy.
both. Yeah.
It's super
Call him
easy.
Jape.
Jape.
It's Jape.
I think that's insult. Kelly? Have you watched? Not Letterkenny.
The New Shoresy?
The New Shoresy
I haven't
yet.
watched it
I
yet,
haven't.
no.
I told people I'd have it done so I could talk about it on the show tonight while we're killing time.
Wow.
Haven't watched it.
I'm
Was
looking
hoping
forward
you
to
did.
I didn't.
I'm looking forward to watching
I
that.
heard it was excellent. It's maybe the best hockey media since Slapshot.
Oh, 100%.
It's so good.
It has no business being as good as it is.
The fact
No
that they
business.
took this thing and like spun off Letterkenny beautifully, and like the most ridiculous character who just like
With zero depth in
none,
Letterkenny.
just
you
talk
don't even
shit.
see his face.
Never see his face.
Yes.
He's another character doing a funny voice.
That's it.
Dude, that voice gets me every time, man. It's so freaking funny.
His chirps are... That guy is so funny. The writer of that show,
Yes.
what's his face?
Oh my god. Did you watch Tires?
I just knocked out Tires
Dude,
a couple
I
of
am-
days
it was
ago.
a good watch. It was a good watch.
It was very funny.
Very big Shane Gillis fan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was
And as
excellent.
such, enjoyed it.
But Ava couldn't watch it all in one sitting because she couldn't look at everyone. She was like, these are the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. I was like, well, it is supposed to be like PA.
Mechanicsburg.
Yeah, like, I think we know these people.
Yeah. This is what people in a tire shop in Mechanicsburg would look like.
But we're just waiting now. The Carolina Hurricanes on the clock at 27, about 2.5 minutes to go.
Fucking go,
Dr.
Eric
T.
Tulsky.
Dr. T about to take the stage for his first time as general manager.
You love to see it.
Oh, we got some super chats. Thank God.
Super chats.
Uh,
Are you telling this show is going well?
Goose Turd, and then he just, okay.
Goose
yeah, so he
Turd?
wants Jonathan Mustard. Do we call him Jonathan? No, he's John Mustard.
Johnny Mustard.
Johnny Mustard.
Johnny Mustard.
Johnny Mustard. I hope Mustard. That has to be the pick.
Do
it for me.
Come on.
You got us Jett, now get us Mustard.
Thank you
for coming.
Morgan. We love Morgan.
It's just great being able to do this and have so much of the Flyers fandom that we kind of came up with show out. New fans. We had a
Great
super
crowd,
chat from somebody who referenced my Big Daddy bits. Like,
that's fun.
People
I
who've
love
been
that.
with us for a long time.
That's the best part about these parties.
It's nice that, like, tonight hopefully isn't the best part of the season.
Nah, 0%.
Because that's kind of been a running theme for our draft parties for years.
It's been the highlight. Yeah.
This is it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And, like, we gave away tickets to opening night tonight. Opening night is going to be Matvei Michkov's Flyers debut.
It's going to be like a playoff atmosphere in there.
That is going to be one of the biggest Flyers games in a decade?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited for the Farg to be lit again. When the Farg is, and that's what gets me. So, like, we have someone at Broad Street Hockey who just became a Flyers fan and, like,
why?
Oh my God, right? In,
Why would you do this to yourself?
2022, maybe, like, very recently. So he has never seen the Farg crazy. I was like 99% of the reason why I wanted the Flyers to make the playoffs, I was like, Joe's got to know what playoff Flyers is like.
And like, think about like the last exciting moment, right? Like the bubble. Like we were all, confined to our homes, watching the Flyers go on somewhat of a fun run, took the Islanders to 7. And like, dude, think about like the young generation who was born in the 2010s or like even like,
the kids
like
got drafted tonight.
Yeah,
right?
The people who are contemporaries with these kids. Trade, here we go.
Dr. T's getting spicy.
Dr. T, Chicago. Chicago has acquired the
Did they
20.
Get Natchez?
There's someone here who's very funny.
I know. Can we get him on the show?
So what's going on?
I don't know.
Trades.
All right.
In this year's draft to Chicago.
All right. Carolina trades to Chicago, the 27th pick.
Also this year, Carolina sends 27 to Chicago for 34 and 50. Chicago, if you're on the clock.
34 and 50 for
Okay.
27.
Yeah.
All right.
So Dr. T is like, there's nobody fucking left in this draft. Let's just go home.
Brindy.
Do you think
I saw a Brindy jersey in here too.
There is a Brindy jersey. I think it's that guy.
If it's the smart move to trade, like, all right, if Dr. T did it, it must be the smart move.
Yeah.
So will we be disappointed? No, you have to know about 36 if you're going to trade down.
Yeah.
If you're going to trade out of the first round, you have to know you're getting 36, so you at least have, like, a whole bunch of dudes who are high seconds.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
still
true.
have 51.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay O'Brien.
Dude. I was making
Jay
a graphic
O'Brien.
today about
Was,
the last 8 first-round picks, and I went through Jay O'Brien. I was like, wow.
Which one was that, Kelly? That was
2019.
Tavern on Braun? Tavern on Broad?
I think it was Tavern on Broad.
That was
yeah.
Farabee and O'Brien?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Tavern on Broad.
That place is a
They,
dump.
they closed?
Yeah. It's
All right.
I mean,
Makes sense. It was
they
just,
should probably like
I
fill
like
it
that
with
it was a
concrete.
basement.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I went through a lot in my early 20s.
I know I didn't get let in once because I had like a T-shirt on. They're like, nah, bro.
Incredible.
I was like, thank God, I didn't
It's
want to
a
go
classy
anyway.
place.
I got drug out.
You're doing me a favor,
I
buddy.
had like a shitty brown T-shirt on. They're like, dude, do you think? I was like, good, thanks. I'm getting a cab. See everyone back home.
See you later.
Oh, man.
But nothing compares to the atmosphere here at South Philly
dude.
Chickens
No,
and Pete's.
Chickens and Pete's
This is,
rules.
this is our most successful draft party yet.
Yeah, this is awesome. And a little
It's the way
It
we have
is.
built this up now. It's
Yeah.
and now it's PHLY, BSH, little
Teaming
handshake emoji.
Teaming up
It's
was a good idea.
This works.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't do the opposite. We have the same goddamn listenership.
I know I would have had to fight
Make
you
people
for
choose.
your own draft party.
All right, so the I don't like how they reset the clock after a trade.
I know. You should.
Like you traded for a reason.
If you trade at like 220,
Like-
then the next team only gets 220. Like you
Like-
don't get extra time.
So you open up, like you make the trade for the pick, and then you're like, oh shit, I wonder who we should get.
Just get up there, you big dummy.
Like when I go to a restaurant, I know what I'm getting every time.
Right, because you've looked at the menu.
You've had months.
You've looked at this menu, gentlemen.
Yes.
You've picked your dishes.
The menu has not changed since last draft.
You knew you were getting the nugs. Just go select the nuggets.
Get the nugs.
But we are getting down. Okay, so they take the stage with about 25 seconds left on the clock, so that was thoughtful of them.
Dickheads.
Goddamn Chicago.
God, I hate Chicago so much.
They really suck.
Ugh.
2010. We'll never get over that one. Dude, this GM looks like he's my age.
He's a handsome boy. He probably is your age, actually.
And they got.
I think he's like 30,
what am
like
I
literally
doing?
like 31, 32.
Marek Vanacker from the OHL. They take left wing at 27.
Do you think his parents named him after Jeff Merrick?
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Yeah, that would be great for Jeff.
Yeah, they're just big fans of Sportsnet.
They just love his show.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine someone walks in here, like, we got a little Hinks.
Oh, God.
Yo, that would be so awesome. That would be sick.
I would question. I have a lot of questions.
So we have Calgary on the board at 28.
Calgary.
Just a few picks to go, fam.
Come on, boy.
As the 2024 draft continues here in our draft party at South Philly Chickens and Pete's. Thank you so much to South Philly Chickens and Pete's. And I know I talk about them all the time, but Morgan CS, our presenting sponsor, each and every show.
The coolest guys ever.
Just the absolute best. Start your home buying process today. Check out morgancs.com/PHLY.
We gotta get them to get Michkov's house, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
man,
how far
get in
boy
on this.
Michkov?
Get in on this. You got to deal with CAA and Pat Brisson. Maybe get us some information here.
Yeah,
That's something I wanted to ask you about, Kelly.
Yeah.
Little conspiracy theory I've been cooking
I
up.
like this.
Sean Couturier kind of had an agent, not really.
Yeah.
His, agent's son or whatever starts talking nonsense. He's like, fuck it, I got to get myself a real agent.
Right.
Do you think there was some, back channeling? Let's go with maybe the captain should have the same agency as this kid we need to get in contact with but aren't allowed to get in contact with.
Wow.
You think maybe he had a little something to do with Michkov?
I'm sure. Allegedly. No proof. There was some contact.
If there can't be any sort of perceived impropriety between the Flyers, maybe you go through a third party.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a thought.
You might be onto something.
Just a thought. These are the things I lay awake thinking about. Listen, that means I lead a low stress lifestyle.
That's true.
I have no anxiety. It's tremendous, honestly. I don't know how I do it.
It seems good.
Ava yells at me all the time, like, why aren't you worried? Like, I don't know, things just keep working out.
To be fair.
We got dropped by SB Nation, and then this all happened. Thank God.
Seriously.
Made more money in one day. Just selling the podcast.
We made more money in one day than we did in the entire 6 years that we were with us.
About so 240 until did Calgary change their logo? Oh no, I'm just looking at it weird. Calgary did not change their logo. I was just very confused.
Oh yeah.
Al McGinnis.
Wow. All right.
With the 108-mile-per-hour slap shot.
To think that those dudes did what they did with wooden sticks.
Wild.
Like, what could they... Honestly, they wouldn't be able to shoot today.
I bet they would.
They would... they'd figure it out.
Yeah.
But, their first day would be, I need a new order of sticks.
Yeah, if you just gave them...
I have snapped 140 sticks on 200 shots. I need several cases. It's so much. To think they could do that shit is insane.
Crazy.
Al McGinnis is always a trade target in Young Bill's NHL franchises.
That's a good one.
Just a lot of those Blues, honestly. Those Blues teams.
They were good.
How did they not win?
It's pretty weird. They're one of those teams that was always
Pronger
good.
and him on the Blues.
Yeah.
What else did you need?
Seriously.
Put a bunch of dudes together. Have 21 other guys.
I wish the NHL would just get back to the 90s.
Just
This is going to be my
teams,
boomer speech.
although I will say, Look at the LA Kings logo. Look at the Ducks logo.
We're making moves.
Now we just got to get rid of this fucking salary cap.
Get rid of the salary cap.
That's
and
good.
We're set.
About another minute till Calgary makes pick 28. The Flyers still holding that 32nd pick. We will see
Yeah.
if Danny Briere makes any magic.
While we're waiting, can I thank the Flyers again for people who are just tuning in?
Abso-fucking-lutely. This night would not be possible without Dan Hilferty and the Flyers.
Yeah, so Dan Hilferty and the Flyers are...
Kelly's close personal friend, Dan Hilferty.
We're best friends. Not overstating it. He once again decided to buy everyone here at the draft party their first beverage, which is just incredibly generous and very cool. And the Flyers gave us a ton of stuff to give away for our raffle for Snyder Hockey, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
They sent Gritty across the restaurant from their draft party to ours so that he could mingle with the hoi polloi, which was very nice.
Always on it.
Gritty is incredible. No more professional person in the entire city. But yeah, the Flyers are amazing to us. They really appreciate what we're doing. They appreciate that the fans are amped again, and it's very cool.
And I just have to hand it to the organization. And granted, like, it's a new era, everything. The same people aren't there. But Kelly, you and I have been doing this a while.
We have.
And for a lot of that time, we've been super critical of the team.
We have.
And they don't seem to care.
No.
That doesn't seem to affect our relationship at all.
Nope.
I was opening a thesaurus to come up with different words for idiot so I could talk about Chuck Fletcher. No. And they're just like, yeah, man, great party. We're going to send Gritty.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think they agreed with you a little bit.
I mean, I think that they have a kind of respect for what we do, and they know that we serve a purpose in this whole machine that they're running. They need us, and they're appreciative of what we do, and we're appreciative of them.
They absolutely are.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Just trying to find out if anything is happening.
Nothing's happening, Bill.
No, it doesn't
Someone
seem
do
like
something.
it.
Here's another kid with 90s hair. Why are children cutting their hair like this, JP? Explain it to me. What's with these sloppy, the penis cut, as I used to call it.
Well,
that's what we called it.
The penis cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the trends are coming back from the 2000s.
It's true.
No, like that's the underside. Like it's very, that's what we called it.
I mean,
so Charlie just put out a new my favorite still available players.
Oh, who's he got?
Nikita Artanomov, Teddy Stiga, Igor Chernishev, Ryder Ritchie, Lucas Pettersson, Aaron Kiviharu.
Kiviharu.
Yeah, I remember that one. EJ Emery, Sam O'Reilly, Cole Hudson, and Tanner Howe. Cole Hudson's someone I'm interested in at 32.
I've been hearing his name a lot.
I like him at 32. Okay. I think is a bit more of a swing sort of defenseman who can put up some points. I don't know how interested in that archetype they are as they're developing one and hoping maybe Cam York can turn into it, but you can never have enough defensemen.
I was going to say what happened to
you can never,
that.
and especially like a kid who's going to take some time. We're going to find out about some of these guys before he makes it to the NHL.
And if we have one too many, then we can trade them for something else.
Always take the star level players.
Yeah, exactly.
And to me, those are the players whose names I'm familiar with. And that's Cole Hudson.
If I've heard his name before,
Cole Hudson.
He must be good.
All right, so now Dallas on the clock at 29. Then the Rangers.
Stars.
We have the Stars, the Rangers, the Leafs, and the Flyers to round out this first round of the draft.
Woo!
I am.
What are the Leafs gonna do? Those silly
I just can't believe how interested.
With Chief in charge.
Like, yeah, that is very. It's crazy the change in perception of Craig Berube since his time with the Flyers.
Right.
Like, I just remember that exit interview where he eventually was then relieved of his duties.
Yeah.
And we all thought he was a moron.
Sure did.
Because I just, they asked him something very specific that you don't hear about as much anymore. Zone starts. Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah, zone
and it was
starts.
like, hey, could you maybe give Sean Couturier some time on offense? He was like, I don't know. Patrice Bergeron starts in the D zone a lot, and he scores. And we're like, fuck you. And now it's like he's won a cup.
I know.
He's the Leafs coach. He's one of the most highly sought-after coaches in the league. Picked his job. Basically, everyone wanted him.
Good for him.
Coaches also, like, that's always the misperception. Like, Bill Belichick wasn't the best coach in the NFL when he coached the Browns. You get better.
Yeah.
You learn.
Also,
You learn.
you have the best quarterback in history, and Craig Berube had a goaltender who wouldn't let a puck through for an entire playoff run.
Fair point.
Makes them look pretty good. Coaches, NHL coaching is a very interesting
All right,
thing.
we have a super chat from
super chat.
Daft Digit. What is wrong with Mechanicsburg?
Yeah,
Absolutely
Hey,
nothing.
nobody said anything was wrong with
Nothing's
Mechanicsburg.
wrong with it.
We just,
No
there
one-
are
I've been out there.
attributes.
Listen, it's PA. I'm from Jersey. Everyone talks shit on Jersey. I got absolutely no empathy for anyone from anywhere else. My place is the place everyone makes fun of.
Also,
Literally.
I didn't make fun of it. Shane Gillis did.
Yeah, it's not
Take it
me.
up with him. He's from there.
He made the show.
Exactly.
He could have cast good-looking people.
He didn't.
He chose not to.
Imagine being us from Jersey. Every time we tell people we're from Jersey, the first thing they always say is, like the Jersey Shore. No, not like the Jersey Shore.
It bothers me because that's not even the shore to me.
Right.
Like, the shore is South Jersey.
Right.
That up there with their rocks, that ain't even sand. I do like Asbury.
Dude,
But you take away
love
the Stone
Asbury.
Pony? No, I'd never go there.
Yeah.
I've
Stone
never been
Pony's
to a
classic,
North
dude.
Jersey Shore town.
Gotta go to Asbury Park.
Yeah?
Asbury Park is awesome.
Listen,
Phenomenal.
I'm a middle-class, 36-year-old white guy from Jersey. I like Bruce Springsteen. Like, probably not a shock to everyone. So I'm a fan of Asbury Park,
That's good.
Bill, they call him the boss. Have you heard this?
I've heard, yeah. We are just waiting here. The time is up for the Stars. We really need them to make
The
this
Stars,
pick.
let's
Start
go.
powering through this
Come on,
shit.
Stars.
I could use another shot, maybe 2 more beers.
Who are the Stars going to bring up to make their pick?
All right, we.
Who's from Texas?
Texas.
George W. Bush is here to make the pick for the Dallas Stars.
That is not true. I really looked up expecting to see him, and I do not know why.
I was just being silly.
Who
Oh, did they just make the
Emil
pick?
Hemming.
Emil
God
Hemming.
bless.
All right.
Emil Hemming.
Oh, yeah, he probably says it a meal. That
Emil,
makes
I would
sense.
think, yeah.
All right, well,
So that's
we're
the
in
guy.
the 30s. We've made it. Here we
Here we
are.
go.
We're getting there, fam.
All right.
Next up is the Maple Leafs, who will surely take the full time because they're dramatic.
We have the Rangers on the clock at 30, then Toronto at 31.
Guys. Toronto.
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 Frickin' Toronto.
Toronto. Is that like the actual outside of the ball, or is that just some CGI shit?
Probably
I think it's the
CGI
actual
shit.
outside.
That's wild.
I know they do crazy stuff out there with it.
Yeah, I've seen it when it's like an eyeball and stuff.
They had one, it just was like the rink. It was like the circles on the ice earlier. That was pretty cool.
I'm way too impressed by this light up ball.
It's just a bunch
incredible.
of LEDs.
I
And
know.
It's awesome.
You know what, though?
It's the greatest innovation of our time.
The first time I saw the Fard lit up with all of its new shit, I was like, oh my God!
It's pretty cool.
It looks so
Yeah,
good!
I've seen the renovations and everything, but like seeing it at night all lit up, like,
Oh, it's so
wow,
good.
okay, yeah.
Played for Finland at the 2024 World Junior Championship. That's nice.
Good for them.
Love that for him.
Gotta love a good Finland.
Good finish, man.
I'd like to go to Finland, I think.
I would too.
I want to see the Northern Lights there.
I'm in.
Emil Hemming, if you would like to give me some tips about traveling in Finland.
All right, so a couple of picks until the
Couple of picks
Flyers
to go.
are back on the board.
It's going to be so funny if we're sitting here and then they just trade 32.
I am going to throw something if they trade 32.
We're going to sit here the entire time. It's like Flyers on the clock. 5 seconds left. Danny's on the phone. We were trading the pick.
Unless
Everyone
it's
go
for
home.
unless it's for something awesome. Like if it's 32 in Lawton for something they need, then awesome.
All right.
But if it's for like future picks, no, that does me no good. I live in the present.
It will give us more to talk about tomorrow.
That's true.
That's
As Dan Knightley just said, the aliens could invade any day now. I want instant gratification.
As usual, Dan makes a good point.
He's one of my favorite Twitter followers.
I love him. He's the best. Do people know that we're doing a live show tomorrow, Bill?
I
Have we
don't
told
know if
people?
they do. Yeah, we're doing
live watch party.
A long ass show tomorrow, from what I can tell, based on the schedule. We will be live from our studio. It is not a draft party, but you can join us right here on the YouTube. I think we start at 11:30, so set those reminders. Never miss a live show. Make sure you're following us. And hey, let's do one of those. When I listen to What Chaos, they're always like, hey, everybody like it right now, and like get a big spike in likes.
Oh my God!
Everybody,
would you get a load of this woman?
My wife, ladies and gentlemen.
She is seriously just.
Tell me I didn't just.
He married up, folks.
Look at this. Getting a little bored with this draft, and now we have a nice picture of some ice cold Coors Light.
Ava was listening to the show and thinking you needed to chill.
Chill out there.
Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, as we count down here, about 1:50 until the Rangers make their pick at 30.
I don't know who that child is, but I don't like his angry face.
What's he so upset about?
Yeah, seriously. That one's having a good time.
That guy looks like a jokester. He looks fun. They all look exactly the same.
I'm telling you.
All of these players are one guy. All right, the Rangers. Are the Rangers coming up already? It looks like they're ready to make their pick, perhaps, which would be a real nice change of pace.
Seriously.
With over a minute left on the clock.
Even the Rangers are like, all right, can we wrap this shit up? The pool's still open in Las Vegas.
The pool's
open. Oh, I see another. We have another super chat from our guy, Daft Digit. By the way, most of us that show up early in chat /supporters are from Central PA. Well, then, goddamn, I actually love Central PA.
We don't dislike Central PA.
I do like Central
Places have attributes.
Shouts was in Sweet Valley, Dallas, Wilkes-Barre.
Oh, my God. So, one of those Twitter insiders just tweeted that the Flyers are exploring options with the 32nd pick.
Exploring options. Who was it?
Was that DeMarco? DeMarco.
Anthony, one of the Anthonys.
One of the
so
Anthonys.
You know it's something.
You know it's
true. DeMarco's actually. I don't want to I'm not saying that condescendingly, dismissively. That's the word I'm looking for.
I was.
Listen, they seem to know things sometimes.
All the Tonys.
Anthony DeMarco sounds like Philly is exploring options with the 32nd pick.
He is hearing and or being told. One of the two.
What's going on?
Tanner Howe.
Drager says
Massey.
Rangers expected to take EJ Emery.
All right, let's get
I
on with
don't believe related to Ray.
No, I don't think so.
It is crazy how many names there are of players who aren't related to the.
But also, the number of players that you and I rooted for during our formative years that now have grown children being drafted into the NHL is distressing.
Yeah, and the NHL, you play so young.
I know.
Like, Jerome McGinley, it feels like he just fucking retired.
Right.
Literally.
I remember watching him fight Zach Ronaldo. I was in the press box. I'm pretty sure that happened.
Oh, my God.
I was like, what is he doing this for? You're old.
Eric Lindros has all girls, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so we're
I
not
think he's
gonna
got
see
2
an
young
Eric
girls.
Lindros draft,
That's the thing,
the
lot
PWHL.
of, and they're younger. He had those post-playing days.
Oh, you know who we're definitely going to see get drafted? Drew.
Wow.
Drew's kid.
Oh, yeah.
That kid's getting
Kid's
drafted.
got a shot already.
He sure does.
He's the left winger his dad always needed.
Oh, my God.
All right, so there's
That's
EJ
good.
Emery.
All right, Emery off the board at 30. It's Toronto and then maybe Philly. We will see if the Flyers make their second first-round pick.
Dan, could you just? We've been sitting here all day.
Jesus, Dean Letourneau is the size of a house. You see him next to Pete Blackburn?
Oh, my God.
To be fair,
But he's
Blackburn
still, it's like he's a foot taller than him.
is like my
He
height.
barely comes up to his shoulders.
If Pete Blackburn ever comes to the PHLY studios, I need to be alerted because I want to stand next to him.
Pete Blackburn comes up to the stripe on his shoulder.
Hilarious.
Not even the shoulder. He's at the black, not the yellow.
That is a large child.
This
Good
guy
God.
is giant. That's like RG Tree size.
Yeah, seriously, that is a big boy.
All right, so there's EJ Emery at number 30.
He
Two
looks
picks.
tall.
Are we so? Are we going to be disappointed if he trades down?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Like, it's probably
I
the right,
can't be.
maybe it's the right move, but you trade down both picks. I don't know, man. I was looking forward to 2 first-rounders joining this team.
It definitely sucks because like you
Let
want
me
to see
ask
some
you,
players.
William, is there a difference between 32 and 35?
In this draft, probably not. That's if maybe they end up, if they get that 36 from Columbus. I don't know if we've found that out yet. I've seen nothing about it. Maybe they have 2 early second-round picks tomorrow. That would be pretty cool. I'd be down with that.
Listen, Dr. T seemed to believe that there was nothing in this late first round that couldn't be picked up in the early second.
Okay.
He's the smartest man on Twitter.
God damn it, I thought it was Mike.
I've changed my mind.
I'm very happy Carolina didn't do we just hired some old guy because he actually owns a Rolodex.
Right, yeah.
Like, and they were just like, screw it, we're going to have him be the GM.
We're going to have the guy that's been running the team for the last 5 years.
They did say they still might hire someone in like that conduit role. Like, you speak the language, but it's obviously not going to be the GM, and that's cool.
Yeah,
have the guy in charge be the guy in charge.
Yeah.
As much as we have a former player doing it. You know, they did send him to business school.
Yeah. He did a lot of interning before he got this job.
He learned a lot about what not to do from his predecessor.
He sure did.
I also love that they had him, like, I guess someone else, like, it's not like they own the Phantoms anymore.
Yeah.
But you got to believe if they were like, we want Danny to, like, do stuff, they'd be like, oh, yeah, we can advertise Danny Briere.
Yeah,
that's
right.
cool for us. They sent him outside the organization. It's like, yeah, Comcast owns Maine, but it has nothing to do with the Flyers.
Yeah.
So you're going to go there.
Yeah. Remember when we were like, oh, it's a little concerning because he's been in the room with Chuck all this time?
Yeah.
Might have been good. He was learning.
You learned what not to do.
Exactly. He was learning. It just wasn't.
Bias for action.
Seems like he just looked around what the rest of the league was doing too, and he took some notes as well. Getting close to the end.
Like, he has a lot of room to grow as well. Like,
yeah.
You know what's not going to happen again? The Cutter Gauthier situation.
No.
I bet you he knows how to handle a situation like that better.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 99% of the blame on the player in that one. But, like, he could have done something else. It could have been better, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
Come on. Make the goddamn pick.
Make the peak.
Do we have to wait all this time just so Leah Hextall can ask questions? Is that what the point of this is?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Annoying.
I get it. Like, I mean, the NFL draft is bigger than, like, everything on fucking television, and it's just nothing happening. It's attendance.
Aren't they all, like, at home on their couch?
No, they
And the NFL draft? Oh.
The GMs are in their facilities.
Okay.
And the commissioner makes every pick.
Gotcha.
And I think that's what this is going to become.
Yeah.
I think that's what the NHL is going to become.
Seems like it.
And honestly, good.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch them walk up to the goddamn podium. When there's a trade, you tell me there's a trade.
Right. I agree with that.
About a minute left, about 55 seconds for Toronto's pick, and then the Flyers will
the Leafs do?
Flyers still currently listed as having the 32nd pick.
The Flyers are currently on the phone acquiring Mitch Marner from the Leafs in exchange for the 32nd overall.
Oh my God! You
I hadn't even thought about our, at Broad Street Hockey and now PHLY, we have a large foreign contingent.
We do.
Johan Gartner.
Oh, Johan!
Staying up till 5 a.m. only to watch them trade the 32nd overall pick would be fun. LMAO. It's 10:40 here. Like, no big loss. I hadn't even thought about some of our, like, very devout listeners in Australia. Where's Johan? He's in, like, somewhere, Finland or Sweden, one of them.
Sweden, yeah.
That's
that is pretty
our
cool.
foreign listeners, the ones up there, the Norwegian ones, hate when I say that is the same place, Finland, Sweden. But, like, I'm sorry, I went to American public school. Like,
yeah, we're very stupid
I didn't
here.
learn about any of that. I learned about George Washington like 4 times.
Hey, look at Greg.
All right, the Leafs are making the selection.
Oh, thank you.
Ben Danford.
Danford.
Ben Danford.
I definitely know who that is.
That sounds like a Letterkenny character.
It sure does.
And now the Flyers finally on the board, maybe.
Folks.
We will see how this goes. The final pick of the first round is coming up in just a few minutes.
Do they make a pick or not, Bill?
I think they make the pick. I think they're going to make the pick. If someone saw the Flyers on the phone, my guess would be they're trying to find out if they have pick 36 or not. Maybe that's what everyone's, Danny's doing stuff again. Maybe it was that.
That's true.
Maybe it was that. Because it would affect who you take.
It would make a difference, for sure.
Are you going to trade the pick?
Yeah.
Do we take a guy that we don't think will be there, but we do think will be there? I do think that would play a part. But we will see in just a few minutes now as we make our way to this final pick of the first round.
It's just so clear. The picture on the outside of the ball is so clear.
Yeah, it really is.
The story I heard, I think Elliot Friedman may have reported this, might have been someone else, but I think it was on 32 Thoughts. The reason they didn't announce the Sphere earlier is that the Rangers owner who owns the Sphere was jacking up the price on the NHL.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What?
That's so funny. I don't think I realized that the Rangers. Who's that? Dolan?
Dolan, yeah.
I didn't realize he
Of course he does.
Yeah, it's MSG runs the Sphere, yeah.
Of course they do.
He was rather than give them a deal because you're business partners,
so good.
He was jacking up the price.
Makes sense.
Gem.
That's something Dolan would do.
It is. All right, moving
Ben
right along.
Danford from the Oshawa Generals.
Ben Danford, a
That
human
is a-
man.
that is a
not
Letterkenny name.
computer-generated. Yeah, no, that's a guy. Ben Danford at the. It sounds like
All
somebody who would be doing the auction guy.
Yes,
from
that's
Letterkenny.
exactly
Ben
who I was
Danford,
thinking of.
Yeah. The tall
thick skin, what do they call him?
Yeah.
Charlie just put out his best available.
Oh, no.
Did they trade it?
Trade winds blowing.
Trade winds blowing. All right. Well, for the time being, Flyers Charlie just put up his best available. He's got Nikita Artanimov, Teddy Stiga, Igor Shishernov, Ryder Ritchie.
Everyone on their phone here. Is it done?
They're trading it. Everyone's freaking out right now.
They might be trading it.
They
Everyone's
might be
finding
trading
out that
it.
they might be trading it.
Might.
All right. We'll see.
Danny Briere with an
They are on the clock, but trade winds blowing.
Lack
Darren
of
Dreger
respect for my
says.
bedtime.
Yeah. That's,
Alphonse Friege? Alphonse Friege.
I did hear that guy. He almost made the name list as well.
That's a good one.
Honestly, just didn't want to make certain jokes. You know? Just didn't want to make certain jokes and offend most of my friends.
Listen. It's not offensive if it's true.
Can we just...
That's good.
Yeah. Is that the way it goes?
I think so.
All right. Well, while we are waiting here to see if the Flyers make this pick or they trade this pick, I'm going to direct you to PHLY Locker one more time and check out the new Michkov shirt. It's Michkov Mania, baby. It's running wild. What you going to do when Matvei runs wild on you? You're going to buy this goddamn shirt.
That's so good.
Because as disappointed as you may or may not be in this draft, we still have a star coming to town, and it's soon. So get your Michkov gear at PHLYlocker.com. While supplies
might
last,
be trading it to Edmonton?
Might be trading it to Edmonton because they need something.
For Connor McDavid? For Connor McDavid.
Probably the trade is 1-for-1.
I'm in.
We don't know yet. Yep. It says shortly. The French channel saying shortly it's going to be announced.
You read in French now?
Yeah. Is the Hartnell Hulk Hogan thing, am I making the correct reference?
Yes. Yeah, that was him. Yeah, 'cause there was that dude behind the bench who looked like Hogan, and so he started taunting him.
So we just need Matvei Michkov to learn to go like this when people fuck with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll get it. He'll get it down.
He'll pick it up. Leo Solid Wellenius?
Yeah, that's another good one.
That sounds like a trust fund baby.
Oh my God. Trust fund.
Yeah.
That's good.
He wears 3-piece suits.
That's so good.
Daniel. With that face.
All right,
with
I
that
got
face
a,
on your face. Look at that face on his face. Daniel,
God
I'm
damn
tired.
it. Maybe he's doing
It's
something
been a
awesome.
long day.
Yeah, Danny's back.
Maybe they're trading for Zach Hyman.
You're trading the
All
32nd
right.
and
32nd.
Scott Lawton for Leon Draisaitl.
That's fair.
Wow.
I think that would
In.
be
Who
fair.
says no?
That's the thing the Oilers are missing is
They're
leadership.
missing leadership.
That's Draisaitl sucked in the final.
He doesn't have. What's he leading?
Probably on the
No.
downside of his career.
Exactly. What you need is a Scott Lawton.
Lots fixes it all.
Exactly.
It's why the Flyers
What's
have
your
had so much postseason success in his time here.
Right.
Yeah.
What if you replace Cody Ceci with Erasmus Ristolainen?
If they take Risto, awesome. No, I really. Do we have anything? Do we have anything on what this trade?
Someone's faxing the paper over to the other side of
Why
the room.
is their pick consistently taken so fucking long?
Because they're the only ones who've done anything. When the fax is received.
Kevin Weeks is saying it's the Oilers.
Yeah. All right. So
Mingione saying it's Edmonton. Okay.
What are
So
we
that's
going
happening.
to get?
There are so many Anthony.
So we're probably gonna end up with like I'm gonna guess like a second and a third.
Probably.
So that may be next year's.
So we'll see.
Draft capital.
We'll
Draft
see what it
capital
is.
coming
Maybe
back.
it is. All right, the trade is in.
The trade is in,
Here we
folks.
go.
The fax has been received.
To close the first round, here's Bettman.
We get a first
rounder in 25 or 26.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that I will take.
So that's good. That's really good.
It is not a pick swap. It's not a trade down till tomorrow. It is a first in 2025 or 2026. We do not have
I like
the conditions on it yet. I am going to look for them right now.
I'm guessing Edmonton just chooses which one.
Maybe the Edmonton really want to keep the pick this year and they go
32 from Philadelphia.
Okay,
to
that is
Edison
very
for
interesting.
first
Now, Oilers have the full 3 minutes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Trade apart.
Okay.
32.
I'm gonna say it again. I like the guy doing stuff.
Wow. That's a
If
good
you're
trade for
Edmonton,
us.
If you're Edmonton, why?
Yeah, why on Edmonton's
Like,
part? Who do they
You're in
want
win
right
now
now?
mode.
I gotta see who they want.
I guess they just didn't have a first. Is that what it was? Did they not have a first?
I don't think they did.
They did
I
not.
can't remember. They would have been 31 if they did,
No,
but they
didn't have
didn't.
a third. Yeah.
That's right.
So they wanted a pick.
They said we came all the way to Vegas.
We came here. We might as well do something.
We'd
Yeah, I
like
get
to
it.
make a pick.
I get it.
Who cares about next year or the year after? We could all be dead by then. As Dan said, the aliens.
That's so good.
All right. Well, Danny Briere secures the team a first-round pick in the future for the 32nd pick. So you got to believe, unless the Oilers win the Cup next year, like it's a trade up.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
if it's next year in a deeper draft.
A deeper draft, yeah.
And again, like this is the 32nd pick, the last of the first round. Do you think they do this if they don't have 36? Like if
No.
their next pick is 51?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right? Because they've picked one guy.
Yeah. No, I think they probably know that they have 36.
And maybe Danny has his eye on another prospect in that range.
Who are these dummies picking?
I gotta believe, we'll find out, but I gotta believe that the Columbus pick will be Phillies. Sam O'Reilly, who I did see, I think by The Athletic, mocked to the Flyers at 32.
There you go.
So picking him in that spot, they must really like him there. Another
Congratulations, you're a
London
first-rounder.
guy. It's surprising we passed on a London guy.
Listen,
But listen, that's.
you can't just assume they're going to take everybody from London.
I just think they will. I think it's like
They could.
Bama and Georgia for the Eagles now. It's like,
Right.
yeah, we just like this program. We're just taking their dudes. But so that's it. That is
That's
day
the
one.
first
That
round.
is round
We
one
did it, folks.
of the 2024 NHL Entry
Congratulations.
Draft.
Great
The
job,
Flyers come away. Flyers come away with one pick. It's Jett, Jett Luchanko.
Jet it up, bro.
They take him at 13 after trading down from 12. They now have, after that trade, a third in 2025. And after trading the 32nd pick to Edmonton, they have a first-round pick in 2025 or 2026. Unless we see the conditions in the next couple of minutes, I'm sure we will have that information for you tomorrow when we start at 11:30. We'll be at the studio for God knows how long.
On the couch?
I'm hoping we can do that, but I've been told it's up to Brenna. So we will see.
Cheerios drafting.
It will be up to whoever feels like setting that shit up. So we'll see if we can do it on the couch or not.
At least get studio.
But join us tomorrow for the rest of this draft. We are hoping the Flyers partially made this trade late in the first because they know they have pick 36 tomorrow early. If not, we know they have pick 51. They don't have a third, I believe. I think they don't have a third, but we will see.
No, I don't think they do.
Join us tomorrow for more draft coverage from PHLY Flyers. Until then, that is all the time we have for you tonight, live from Chickies and Pete's at the PHLY and Broad Street Hockey Draft Party. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you to Morgan CS for being our presenting sponsor each and every day here at PHLY Flyers. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. Follow the podcast. Just search PHLY Flyers. You know what to do. We'll see you tomorrow, fam. Until then, stay loose and sexy, Philly.
We all silly like the mayor.